run it, 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 run it. This podcast. I don't know the rap to that song.
PODCAST. You know that's me. A&T with C. KJ. We gonna record and we gonna have a day of game talk. Nothing good around with talk. Rap over.
Listen, man. This isn't the
And
rap.
don't comment under this with a bunch of words that rhyme with talk. Stalk. Chalk. And that's the extent of that.
Is that really it? That's all?
No, I'm sure there's more, but you know.
I was going to say mulk, but then I was like, what the fuck is mulk?
What the fuck was that? Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
I'm terrified now.
So for you audio amigos, if this is on the podcast, some random stuff just seemed to fall from the ceiling. I think it just fell onto the thing, whatever that is.
I'm really hoping that's not where the TV is mounted.
I don't think so, but it was loud enough to cause concern to the point where we're now looking around at what caused that. It knows we're about to play Resident Evil. That's why. It knows.
It's weird, son.
Fuck that. Well, that was spooky.
It didn't like my rap.
Spooky. Remember that from E3 2019? It was the one chick who like does the games. So she's like a game dev. She split off.
Oh yeah. For Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah. Love that girl. She's awesome. But yeah, it's been a great.
That got delayed. Speaking of.
Yeah. We'll get to that in the news section. Sad things have happened in the news, and then also some cool things and bad things at the same time.
At the same damn time.
It's been a hell of a week. We've had a cool week besides that. We've been doing some behind-the-scenes stuff as well. As you can see, we are now using the good camera from the second part of last video with a better lens.
With a correct lens.
Yeah, thank you, Elijah. We appreciate it.
Definitely.
So we actually look crispy as fuck. And we're at the right distance. And there's not stuff falling down the stairs this time.
Fingers crossed we don't cut this into half of this episode and all of a sudden we're in a different location. Knocking on all the wood.
I was waiting for Romeo to start barking. Like, there's someone at the door.
It's like, cut, come back. Yeah. We're on the steps.
So something happened.
We're on the steps at that point.
Yeah. So, we've been doing some cool filming behind the scenes as well. That was really fun.
Oh, you guys will see that. I can't wait for y'all to see it.
I don't know what the ETA on that is. I personally don't care. I want it to be as perfect as possible, so I'm ready to wait as long as needed.
I was going to ask him the day of, but I was like, no, do whatever you got to do. Yeah. You're a busy man. Him carving that time out to come do that, I appreciated him for it because he's traveling every week.
Oh, yeah. And the best part about, let's just say we filmed some stuff, okay?
Right.
So the best part about filming all of it, it was fun as fuck the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, not one moment was, like, boring or, like, oh, shit, like, this sucks, oh, fuck. Like, there was, like, a moment or two where I was, like, getting in my head about certain stuff, but, like, it was just fun the whole time. We were just having a good time. I got a headache after it. Not true. It's a joke. You'll get that. But, you know, we did some cool stuff. We went some cool places, and we filmed some cool stuff that you'll be seeing pretty soon coming up. In video form. Sorry, audio amigos, you're kind of getting cucked every single week from the newness. As
the show grows, there'll be more video advancements.
So hop on the video version if you're an audio person, or if you're an audio person, leave a review on Apple iTunes because I think that's the only place you can, and then SoundCloud. So do that. A couple people have on SoundCloud I've seen, but I don't know about the iTunes. We haven't checked in a bit, to be fair.
I still need to figure out how to get them to track
your Jones.
The listeners.
Yeah.
The reviews show up, but I can't, when I try to access the listener count or the listens per episode, it just is 0 and it's like not enough listeners to track. But I know that's not true.
Yeah.
So it's something, there's a disconnect somewhere, and I don't know why it's not being tracked back to Apple.
Yeah. But that's cool. We'll figure it out and we'll fight Apple.
Yup, punching
take
Apple in
another
the
fucking
face.
bite out of their asses.
2022, the Apple logo is going to have 2 bites out of it.
Hell yeah. It's going to be from us, motherfuckers, because fuck Apple.
That's right. Wait, hold
yeah.
on. Don't send a virus to my phone, Apple.
Just get the better version of your phone, which is not an Apple phone.
We record this podcast on an Apple computer.
Get a new computer. Just casually.
Let me just casually go do that.
Yeah, just go grab one real quick. You can just go to Walmart and just pick up a
I don't want no computer from Walmart.
gaming PC from Walmart.
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't think they even have that, to be fair. But yeah, it's been a good time. It's been a good feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling good. I think we're feeling good. Guys, you feeling good? Let's know you're feeling good. Because we're feeling good.
I think we're feeling good is what I picked up from that.
Feeling good counter at the bottom screen right here.
More work for Chris.
I'm in the mood to work. I'm in the mood for it. After last week's episode, when I did all the work, I think I did forget one thing at the end of the episode, but it's fine. Nobody caught it.
I didn't even catch it.
Good. But the last week's episode was a great time. Got a lot of good reception from that. Everyone was giving us kudos and love on the new merch options. We want to say thank you.
We appreciate all that support, man.
Yeah.
Y'all are the real NGPs.
True. I personally have some merch coming in for myself. And will soon, I assume, once I show him how to actually
probably
do
right
it.
after this, I'm gonna order some.
I gotta show him how we order it because it's our profile, so we get it for slightly discounted because we own the merch, whatever. But yeah, we got some new options in the store too, and I guess we'll talk about them when the show starts and we do this is us, we're merch store and stuff, and do our.
That sounds just like us.
Hey, we're shills.
That's how I talk every day. That's my everyday voice.
Just walk into work with a 1940s accent.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing? You got some coffee and Joe in your cups? Ready to go?
Oh, I have to go to HR? That makes sense. I'm fired. It's 1950.
Jesus Christ. I'm in pain physically. All right.
It's fine.
We're getting the show. This is where we roll intro.
Didn't you have a story? Or is that part of the show?
I was going to do that as what I played this week.
Gotcha.
Because
Okay.
it technically is playing.
Word.
To be fair.
Word.
I've been doing that a lot where I'm I didn't play much games, but I was in real life doing things.
That's the name of the game for me all the time.
Yeah. So I'm kind of stealing off your play card a little bit.
It's all good.
But they're games, to be fair. And we'll talk about them right now.
Let's go.
I just stared way too intently into that and it made me uncomfortable. The only person that listens to ASMR from our podcast would probably turn it off.
I don't mind a good ASMR if I'm in that chill mood. It has to be certain ASMRs I can't do. I might add this conversation to the top of the episode, but I can't do food ASMR. I don't want to hear you people chewing and eating, and that doesn't have that sensory effect on me. I'm just like, ugh.
I don't like the ASMR that requires people to do it, if that makes sense. I like the natural ASMR where it's white noise of rain, or, a thunderstorm, or the rainforest, and every once in a while I was in the background like a monkey, and it's just oh, cool, I'm awake now. There's a monkey.
Is that the ghost of a monkey?
Yeah, I don't know. I could do monkey noises.
But I'm glad you have that talent.
I don't know.
I think I like ASMR of people. I can listen to people cook, just the sounds of them cooking.
Would not like that because I'd just be hungry, man.
That sounds
just
good.
The sound of bacon sizzling. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, I would be in it. I'd be get me fucking bacon now.
You just being well, gotta get up and make bacon. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's 4 a.m. Let's go.
I like people doing the. I don't mind people talking, but they have to have a certain pitch of voice. Like they can't be like, yeah, so like no, I don't like the full whisper.
You like the hey, how you doing, Aunt?
No, see, I don't like that shit either.
Hey, Aunt. How you doing?
Where they pronounce every sound of their voice. No, I don't like that shit.
That sounds like a valley girl.
That's what they do.
Let's go get Starbucks.
Oh God! If
Sounds like Swoozy when he does the valley girl accent.
I'm
I
sorry.
want to
If
get some Starbucks.
anybody who has that voice, I don't mean to disrespect you. That voice just does not. When it's related to ASMR, I can't. That's not a relaxing.
I want a venti frappuccino for pumps.
You know why that wouldn't work? Because I would just start laughing.
Yeah. It's more like Swoozy videos, so I would just laugh because of that.
No, but like you just
I always shout out Swoozy too much on this show.
Swoozy's a good channel. Swoozy YouTube, feature us.
Swoozy YouTube.
It's YouTube.
At Swoozy YouTube.
But if you're just talking in a calming voice, sometimes that'll do it.
The definition of ligma.
A ligma?
A ligma. You don't
What's
know
a
what
ligma?
You don't know what a ligma is?
I don't.
No, actually, really?
No, really don't know.
Oh, it's ligma balls.
It's the shortest episode in Save Before Quitting history. Matter of fact, it might be the last episode. We did all these upgrades just for this being the last one.
I thought you were...
Chris
I
threatened
thought you were
me.
just going along with the joke
No,
for a second, but
I
then you
wasn't.
actually were serious, and I was like, oh, this is great. I can do it.
Chris,
I can do the meme.
Chris assaulted me with violence just now, and you're all a witness.
I mean, it's fine. The only person that's going to get it when they hear it is Candace.
Who's that? Is that enough?
Candace nuts fit in your mouth? Candy's nuts fit in your mouth? Candy's nuts fit in your mouth?
As soon as I said Candace, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, man. That's a lot of TikTok content right there for me. Thankfully. Hell yeah. But, yeah, Candy's nuts fit in your mouth?
Level up, gamers, and welcome. I am Ant,
I'm Chris.
and this is Save Before Quitting.
The last episode.
Probably. So much violence in so
shit.
little time.
I chose violence today,
yeah.
man. It's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. That means violence, right?
It's the rest day, and clearly I didn't get enough because I was just slipped on all of that. I didn't even run it. Anyway, save letter B number 4 quitting on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok. And you have to search us on YouTube, but titty, of course. We would make a
Titty.
shirt that says that, but we'd have to find a very creative way to do it. T.I.T.T.Y.
I can do it. I don't think anyone's gonna buy that. To be fair,
I mean, that's why I said we have to find a clever way to make it.
I'll think of something.
Or if we have all, we'll talk off mic
Yeah.
about it. I have an
Let
idea.
us know if you would buy it before I go ahead and make it.
Fuck it, y'all are the NGPs. It would be the first letter of all of them would be the logos for the platform.
True.
But there's no Y. Instagram doesn't have an I either in their logo.
Nope.
That's why I said I'm not 100% sure.
Neither does Twitter.
We'd have to make a style.
They used
they
to.
have the lowercase. You could get the classic one, the lowercase
Yeah,
T
the
one.
old boy one.
Yeah.
That's back in the day, back when I didn't even like Twitter.
We have to find a clever way to do that. Anyway,
Titties.
you can find us on Titty and also say all the way spelled out, save before quitting at gmail.com if you want to contact us, and savebeforequitting.com.
Hell yeah.
Go there for all your updates and merch and all the above.
Yeah. You can join our Discord server by going to the link in our Instagram and Twitter bio. There's a link tree, which is a website to get to websites. There was a little confusion by that last week when we debuted everything, but hopefully
Yeah.
it's cleared up by now. You just click on that. It'll bring up all the options. You click on that community Discord. It'll shoot an invite over to you. We got a couple people in there already who have been talking and, having a good time with each other in the NGP server.
Yeah.
More stuff coming soon to that. More interactive stuff. We'll get,
It's a work in
going.
progress.
And then Patreon, when that eventually comes out, there'll be like exclusive channels, but not yet because we're just focused on the merch right now. Speaking of the merch, there's new merch as opposed to last week. I've added a couple options for the NGPs. So
Nice.
here comes more editing on my part. Another T-shirt, just a regular old T-shirt, nice $16 T-shirt that you'll be seeing on the screen right now. If you're watching the video version of the podcast, if you're Audio Amigo, we love you, but get fucked.
Get YouTube.
Or get YouTube. This is the Nerdy Gamer People T-shirt. So it is the Nerdy Gamer People fully spelled out giant logo. You can get that in black, gray, blue, and white. And then underneath the actual Nerdy Gamer People, it actually says at savebeforequitting. So with our socials tag. So if you want to be a billboard for the pod,
we believe in you. We believe in you too, but
Yeah,
we
believe
appreciate you.
we believe. We also added a tank top. That's all of these shirts for context are unisex, so there's not like a just because the models are all the weird Streamlab dudes. They're all unisex. It's a unisex tank. You can get it in gray, navy blue, red, like a weird like pinkish light red, and then a straight up bright blue. Scrolling farther down.
Scrolling down.
Is this one that already exists? Yeah, it's the one that already existed. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what I added. Vomit.
That one's what you added, right?
This one?
Yeah, with the one, the other NGP on the side. Or wait, or was that NGP on the side and Nerdy Game People?
This one's the new one.
Oh, gotcha.
So there is a new Nerdy Gamer People hat snapback. This one has the NGP just on the front, and then on the side has Nerdy Gamer People. This is the one that Ant recommended last week that I added, so that's there for you now.
Yay.
You can get that with a light blue brim, a red body and black brim, a black body and orange brim, a black body and purple brim, and then a black body and red brim.
Ooh.
So many options and colors. After that, we also added the NGP Dad hat. It only has the NGP logo on it. You can get that in black camo if you're Army Boy. A nice light blue, a pink, and a greenish dark color.
Oh, I'm gonna get that one.
And
I'm gonna do that
it
one
for the new ones. Everything else is the same. We've had a couple sales so far, so shout out to the people who have bought it.
We appreciate you.
Yes. Also, apologies to people who haven't checked it out yet, but the only way that you can make a purchase is through PayPal, because you have to link and log in with your Twitch or your YouTube or like something like that on our actual website through the Streamlabs thing, and the only way that you can check out is through PayPal.
For now, until we figure something out.
Yeah. Until this deal that we have with Streamlabs is up in about technically a year's time from how much I've paid for it. We'll most likely just have that as an option. If you haven't set up PayPal before, it's extremely easy. Just go to their website, you just link your bank information or your card information, and it's just an easier way to check out for purchases.
More secure too.
Yeah. I had to use it this week for the Steam Deck. I keep saying Stream Deck because that's the thing from Elgato, which I think is really funny that they did that, because now that's going to show up in searches. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, it's very easy to use. It's a more secure way to use your card online.
Right.
That's password protected.
Right.
So yeah, check that out. Buy some merch. Use the hashtag NGP merch if you did buy merch, and we'll shout you out on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. And we'll show you some love. We appreciate anyone who bought merch so far, and we appreciate anyone who will in the future.
Tag us if you're wearing it when you post it. We'll repost you, shout you out, and all that good stuff.
Hell yeah! All right, so that is our good housekeeping for the week. And now we get to the section of what did we play this week? Do you believe
what did we play?
In playing games this week? And played a game this week.
I did.
It's kind of a spoiler, but he'll do it anyway.
Spoiler
For the promo.
Oh.
It's kind of a spoiler, but it's fine. I don't know if you were going to talk about that, but...
Oh, was it? But
the correct verbiage is eviscerated.
Well...
Just so you know, for that game, you eviscerated.
I'm sitting here like, what fucking game was that? Let me just talk about the game I played outside of that.
Okay.
I turned on. I was updating my PS5, and this kind of goes along with it. And I realized that it's mad shit that needed to be updated because it hasn't been on in a while.
Yeah, you had to clear up some space too, right?
Yeah, and I filled up my external hard drive. So I was just doing some housekeeping on my PS5, And I think after you guys left, or maybe it was a day later. Anyway, I'm going through my going through the games, and I jumped on to Crash 4 just because I really enjoy that game, and it's like, why am I not consistently playing this? Mm-hmm. Which is another reason I'm hyped for Stream Deck and
Steam Deck.
Steam Deck. See,
It sucks because we'll get into it.
yes, we will. But I finally got some TV time and no one's stopping me. Like, I'm the only one stopping me from TV time, to make that clear. But no, I ran through some Crash for a little bit, got a little further in that. Jumped on to Ratchet for a little bit, got a little further in that.
Nice.
Got in bed the other night, had my Switch, so I just started playing through 3D World Bowser's Fury because I never completed that.
Yeah.
Like, I had it, and I played a little bit of it, but I just never went back.
Gotcha.
So I started playing a little bit more of that. So I've been kind of trying to catch up to myself. All these purchases of games that I've been not playing.
I feel that.
So I've been kind of like, touch and go here and there doing that.
All
So,
right. Yeah.
so that was my gaming week.
Nice. You're not going to talk about the spoiler?
No, I'm going to let them see the spoiler.
Okay. Let's just say that Ant eviscerated me in a game, and I was sad about it. I won't
See,
talk
now I
about
kind
it.
of want to. I feel like they have to see it because
It's a game in which two people verse each other in combat.
that narrows it down to only 3 million games now.
Exactly. You'll have to wait. But yeah.
I feel like giving that away. That's the whole thing. That's the whole
Is it?
trailer or whatever we recorded.
All right, you didn't hear anything. You didn't see
It's
anything.
all a dream. Wayne's World.
Can we do that? I can edit.
I feel like that's a short enough clip to where you can't get copyright struck for that. It's not that long.
No, I'm gonna do us, and I'm gonna do the animation.
Oh, gotcha. Nice.
We are Wayne's World.
Can't you tell? It looked just like it.
So do the two lit, and then so yeah, you didn't see any of that. Now we're okay. So what I played this week, so I picked up, I didn't pick it up per se. I got the PS Plus collection. I went into that, John, and I downloaded Days Gone. Specifically downloaded that after watching the Haptic Intel live video essay.
Shout out to those guys,
Dude,
man.
well done.
Super well done.
So much like research behind it, fact checking, quotes, and citing your sources from everywhere you got it from. Pretty much calling out all the reviewers from like the past when they kind of like shit on the game for no reason. I've only played about maybe 45 to an hour of it, and it's weird because while listening to the video and all those reviews that people were giving,
Right.
I understand those reviews. They were like, "Oh, there's not much to it, blah blah blah. It's kind of just boring, all the shit that it got." So I'm an hour in, and I'm I understand this, but now I'm well, this is kind of fucky because I want to play more, even though I'm not super invested.
Right.
I like it, and it's a good time so far. It reminds me very heavily of Last of Us 2 as far as gameplay goes.
When I was watching Haptic's video, I'm like, this, I'm not even playing it yet. I'm like, this is giving me Last of Us.
Yeah. The zombie designs are cool, in my opinion. I like them. I do like the combat's pretty cool. How you can pick up different weapons all around, because it's a giant open world. So there'll be a fucking 2x4 just sitting somewhere, and it'll have this is the durability, this is how much damage it'll do, and then
Right.
I forget what the other one is. But then you'll find a sledgehammer, and it's it's got more durability, but more fucking damage, and I think it might be the speed of
It's
how
slower,
fast you can
right?
hit. Yeah, so it's slower to use the sledgehammer, but it has those options. You have a couple guns. As you start, I thought it was funny because there's a weapon locker that you get in your little crow's nest, and I don't know if it was supposed to be there, but I went in there and there's a crossbow in it. And I was like, well, why would I not take this?
Right.
So I took that and I had a crossbow and was having fun with that. But you get a pistol, and then I also found a silencer inside of a hood of a car. I guess I put one of the oil can things that you see in Last of Us and shit.
Oh, they have the like water bottle on your
Yeah.
thing.
But it's weird because like it hasn't broken yet, so I don't know if it's like a permanent thing. And then like it's just, you get better ones over time.
Right.
But that's pretty cool. Hitting headshots with that is very satisfying. I'm kind of using my ammo less as opposed to Last of Us 2 because this is a giant open world and
Right.
like there are so many zombies. Like it's insane how many zombies there are just scattered in this world. Like you're just like walking on a main path and like you'll hear zombies everywhere cuz they are. It's not just like a sound effect. They're actually there and like eating a dead body or just like prowling around in their like looped animation or something. And it's terrifying cuz like I'm not a huge fan of like scary things obviously, but like it's very like I want to get to where I need to go. I want to do what I have to do, so I'm going to do what I got to do to get there, even though it's terrifying the whole time. So it was really cool in that aspect. Loving the story so far. The intro bit where it's like, the start of it, I guess, was pretty good. And then the little bits after it have been a little bit slow. It seems slightly tedious for some of the stuff that's happening. It was funny because it kind of happened like that one demo game we played from E3 with the bike.
Yeah.
Like you have your bike and then like you leave it somewhere because I guess, you're chasing after this guy. And when he's like shooting at you and running away, he shoots your oil pump or something. I don't know, motorbikes. I buy
With your
Star
gas
Wars
tank?
toys. It was something. It wasn't the tank. It was something that was like that feeds the. I don't fucking know. But you have to go get a new piece, so you hide your bike under bushes, and then you come back to it after you like drop your buddy off, and it's just gone. And you go to this like town down the road, and it turns out they've scrapped your bike for parts, and like they didn't know it was your bike, and like it was a very funny reaction. Like the guy's like behind the desk, like he's like a machinist or like an auto guy.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, some like dumb asshole left it on the side of the road. It was a piece of shit though. Guy didn't take care of it.
So he's just insulting you to your face.
And meanwhile, like your character's just like fucking mean mugging it, like pissed off and like having a bad time. He's like, that was my bike, bitch. You're gonna make it up to me, and then you have to do jobs and shit to get your whatever.
Right.
So it's
Then you have to do
cool.
video game stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool so far. I like it a lot. I'm gonna get back into it. Hopefully, maybe later tonight. Seeing how long I have after I edit the video for Resident Evil, because unfortunately we did not have a Resident Evil video last week. Unfortunately,
A lot of stuff happened last week.
we ran out of footage that was substantial enough to do an actual video of, because in the last video that was uploaded, we beat Lady D, and then we decided to stop playing right after that, and I ended the last video right after the fight. So, like, we just walk out in the courtyard, find the save thing, and then that's it. So I was like, oh, that's not a video.
Listen, man, I'm just thankful that we played enough prior to this last month that carried us this far.
Yeah, and we only missed one, which is fine.
Right.
But, yeah, we'll get back into that. What else have I been playing? I've been playing a little bit of Pokemon Go for this weekend. There was a big event. It's actually still going on now, I think, if I could be wrong. But you had to pay like $5 to do it because money.
Goddamn
I got
money.
a ton of shiny Pokemon. Let me list off how many shinies I got.
Oh, do
quick.
tell.
They look cool as fuck. So let's go to recent, and then we'll type in the word.
Pokemon.
No, you. Listen, you bastard. So you type in the word shiny, and it pulls up
of
your
course.
shinies. So I got a shiny Zigzagoon. So he looks like America colors, which is pretty cool. I got a shiny Lugia, which she's red instead of the blue. I got
Is
that
shiny Pokemon just a rarity thing?
It's just a rarity thing where it's like an alternate color version. So it's like one in X amount of getting the shiny version.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. I got a nice Chimecho.
It's my favorite
A
Pokemon.
Jigglypuff that looks like a regular Jigglypuff, but it's shiny apparently. A nice tan Pikachu. An Absol that's red instead of blue.
Absol is a rapper.
Absol.
It's a rapper named Absol.
Does he look this cool?
No, but
I
his
didn't
soul
think
is
so.
S-O-U-L.
I didn't think so.
Not S-O. Yeah, because he's a human being. He's just a regular man.
It's fine. But I got a nice little Carvana that's green, a nice Tepig, and then an Emboar. Wow. So that
I
some
knew
fun stuff.
a fifth of those Pokemon.
You knew Jigglypuff and
And
Lugia.
Pikachu.
Oh yeah, I forgot Pikachu. But yeah, it was a good time. walked around a little bit down at the Bristol Wharf today with my brother for about an hour or two. It was a good time. There's a lot of people, doing raids and stuff. I don't know if anyone's ever been to the Bristol Wharf, but it's just like this nice like waterside area. There's a bunch of like cool shops and like antique shops down the road. There's a nice like Mexican place. We should probably go there sometime. It's cool.
So you're already selling me on it.
It's just a nice time. Like you just sit there and watch the water for a while. But they have a ton of like Pokemon stops, and we're standing at like this area where everyone like fishes and stuff. And this homeless dude walks up to us, and that's fine. But he sees my brother's got like a patch on his bag for Niagara Falls, and he starts talking to him. He's like, "Oh, you been to Niagara Falls?" And Ryan's like, "Obviously, I have the patch."
Niagara Falls.
Exactly. But he's like, "Dude, did you go down into it?" And he's like, "No, we were just on the top." He's like, "Oh, I went down into it, but getting back up was hell." And I'm like, "Okay." Meanwhile, no offense, but the dude smelled like he had pissed himself, like as he was talking to us.
Oh shit!
Like
warm piss,
like fresh. Like you could. It was like, come on, dude. Like walk away, please. Sorry, but like, guy.
Right.
So we're just like entertaining him, like because we're not fucking assholes, and just like shooting the shit. And then he's like, I noticed all these people here on their phones. They're always just looking down and stuff. And like back in my day, we just talk to each other. And I'm like,
how do you even have this conversation in 2021? Like, yeah, man, it's been like this for most of this decade and then some.
I was also like, what do you mean you noticed? There's like 300 people here for a reason. Like, wouldn't you think in your head that there's a reason why they're doing this? Because, like, obviously, like, no offense, but if the guy's homeless, he obviously hangs out there a lot because we've seen him prior.
Right.
So it's like, that certain days are like this because events happen. You've talked to people before, obviously, as you can tell, because you talked to us about Niagara Falls while being yourself, which is okay. But like, sir,
he had Niagara Falls in his pants while talking to you.
Yes, but he was an okay guy. He was just like, dude, like I don't want to talk to you. I would just like to spin Pokestops and catch digital monsters. Digimon.
No.
Fuck off. Digimon's better, but it's fine.
It's not.
Anyway, it was a good time though playing Pokemon Go again. I kind of fell off for a bit because it's very fucking tedious. Like I have this one challenge. It's like catch a Pokemon for 130 days in a row, like one Pokemon, and I'm like, I cannot be bothered to open this app 130 days in a row and catch the same single Pokemon. Doesn't matter which one, just one. I can't do it. Like, I'm not opening that every fucking day.
That's an excessive achievement. 130 days?
It was like some anniversary. I think it's 121, actually, because it's like the original
121. Oh, okay. 121.
So, no, it's like
that makes it easier.
Like how there's 121 Pokemon in the first gen.
It's 151 in the first gen.
Is it? I thought it was 120.
Mew is the 151st Pokemon.
Okay, my numbers. We're episode 40 right now. It's fine.
Hey. Just let the record show that I corrected Chris on a Pokemon thing.
It's fine. I'm not a huge Pokemon guy.
That's not to down you on Pokemon. That's more so that I finally feel like I've contributed to Pokemon.
Fuck you. I'm better.
Not at all.
But no, I just can't be bothered to open the app 151 days in a row and just catch a single Pokemon. Like, I'm going to forget. And then if I forget, I lose the streak. Yeah. And it's annoying. Then you have to start the fuck over. I've done it like 12 times already.
Yeah.
And it's a joke because, I don't know. It's just an annoying task, to be fair. But other than that, I played a little bit of Apex, obviously. End of the season's rolling out right about now. It's coming up really quick. Mm-hmm. There have been some leaks of what the next hero might be. There's nothing set in stone yet. They're also putting some Easter eggs on the map for like the new stuff as well.
Okay.
I haven't done it yet, but there's this one thing where you go on the map and there's like this little gold thing on the ground that has a heartbeat, and you can hear it in your headphones from like a far place away.
That's dope.
And when you finally find it, if you like melee it or just like, interact with it, it like spins up in the air, breaks apart into a bunch of like little like laser balls and forms like a butterfly. Ooh. And then disappears. And then when it like disappears, it drops like these little like red things that you can collect, and it's like a charm for your gun that you can like equip later on. So they're already teasing what's going to happen next season. I'm not a huge understander of what that could be.
Right.
I remember Fortnite did something with like butterflies. That was like a big thing with like their like lore that's going on in the world, where it's like a giant butterfly made out of like energy. which very much looked like this, where I was like, sir. But also it could be
What could it
else.
be?
Yeah, it's Fortnite and Apex combined. But
Apex don't got LeBron James unlockable. No.
speaking of LeBron James, because I'm done with my games. Have you seen Space Jam yet?
Yes, I walked through the door Friday, and Trent was like, "Can we watch Space Jam?"
Okay.
Space Jam. So I sat and watched Space
So
Jam.
I watched it yesterday. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts? We're gonna get into slight spoilers. Slight. If you haven't seen Space Jam, skip ahead like 5 minutes. It's fine. It's not going to be too deep of a conversation.
Okay.
Out of 10, what would you rate it to start?
I'm going to try to give this a fair rating because my ideal comment about this movie is this was not made for the OG Space Jam fan.
Agreed. But
So
also,
I don't want to just be like, fuck this because it wasn't for me.
No. I'd say a 6.
I was 6. That was the number that was in my head. 6, 7. But my initial reaction to it is like, okay, at first I wanted to just be angry.
Yeah.
This isn't my Space Jam
I feel
person.
that.
But the more I went, you know what changed my mind? Trenton.
Because he loved it.
Because he loved it from beginning to end. And it made me really step outside of myself and be like, they didn't make this for me. They made this for the 5-year-old.
Yeah.
5 to 10-year-old boy. Like,
Yeah.
And the whole time he's like, he's super into it. And he's even the music cues, he's getting up and dancing, he's excited. Like he's really enjoying it. And I'm just like, oh, well, you've warmed me up to this. But I'm watching it and I'm just like, this is just a Warner Brothers advertisement for all their movies.
Pretty much.
This is not Space Jam. In fact, my number one criticism of it is that it was called Space Jam because those aliens came from space in the first one.
Yeah.
And they had to play against them, and that's where the jam comes in.
Yeah.
There's no space in Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Yes, there is.
Where?
It's the serververse, which is the internet space.
So it's cyberspace?
Yeah, that's the meme, pretty much. They also did include the aliens.
I saw that. That's the time I was like, ooh.
Yeah, those were great.
In my day.
The Superman bit when they went to
Yeah.
the fucking like
All the-
Metropolis.
yeah.
That was dope. I didn't like the Wonder Woman bit because I didn't like the animation style. That was just not me. But like when they went to like the fucking what's the guy's name who's making the new series of Batman that made the old series.
Fuck, I know you're talking about. It's not. I don't.
Name on the tip of my tongue, but the old Superman animated series and all those from like our childhood, it was in that style, and like
Yeah.
all the world was in that style. Like Daffy's like trying to be Superman, and like Porky's trying to be the photographer dude
Yeah.
that like hangs around Superman all the time, and fucking actual Superman shows up and like saves the day, and then the Justice League shows
Yeah.
up and it's Aquaman with like the fucking harpoon arm,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I love that. The Animaniacs chilling there the whole time on top of
of
their
the
ship.
water tower,
The whole
yeah.
well, no, they were on top of the spaceship
Oh wait, are we talking about the end during the game?
During the game.
or during this segment where they were going through all the places?
when they were going through all the places. They were on the water tower. But
Okay,
like,
that's
when
what I
they
was talking
when they were
about.
watching the game.
Yeah,
they
they were
were
on top of the ship.
always on the ship
Yeah.
the whole time. So like, they came out and in like 4 times. They're just sitting up there, just like la la la, and, you know, like waving back and
it was.
forth.
It's
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, right. It was give and take because a part of me was like, "Is this just an advertisement for Warner Brothers? Because this is not what Space Jam was."
The biggest problem with it, in my opinion, besides LeBron not being a good actor, no offense to the dude,
People keep saying it, which is fine because I agree.
Yeah,
People keep saying it, but I was like, but everybody's acting like neither was Jordan.
yeah, well, that's the thing with like I feel like the problem was with Jordan, it wasn't really about like him, like and his family and shit as much. Like it was definitely like there was the family undertones, but it wasn't as heavy as this one with Heavy Handed. It was just like I'm a really douchey dad. Like he was an asshole.
Yeah,
like
they made
Jordan was just
LeBron.
like I don't really understand you like the Looney Tunes.
No,
you know?
I'm glad you said that because my main comment during this movie when I was watching it was that The first one worked a little better to me because it focused on the Looney Tunes more. Because it was like the Looney Tunes had a problem. And they had to go get Jordan to help. This one, LeBron and his son have the issue. And he gets sent and he has to recruit the Looney Tunes.
But like he doesn't though. That's another thing. Like the Looney Tunes still have a problem, but it's Bugs specifically. It was very convoluted. And then Don Cheadle. Here, no offense, I love Don Cheadle.
Me too.
But I get it. He was a little shitty in this.
He was super cheesy. But
like to the corniness of like, I get it's for kids, but even kids would be like, bro.
But see that you would think that because Trenton is just like
enthralled
because he doesn't have that those years of watching movie. Because even now, as I've gotten older, sometimes me and my friends will make fun of the original one.
Yeah.
Like, man, we love that, but that shit, if you go back and watch it now, you can pick that shit right apart.
Oh, 100%.
So it's like
it was
because even when the original came out, it was made for us at that time, at that age. Mm-hmm. I doubt like people our age at that point went and watched Space Jam and they were probably picking it apart too.
True. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was an enjoyable time. I don't know if I'll watch it again. That's the thing. Like, if it's on, I'll be like, oh yeah, look. But like, I'm not going out of my way to watch that movie again because I cannot. It's not that I don't like LeBron. Mm-hmm. It's just that I don't like when they make like a character intentionally an asshole just to at the end be like, man, I was an asshole. I hate that as
it's
like
all
a trope.
about the lesson.
But like the lesson could be like so much less on the nose. Like he could be like just not understanding why his kid is not into basketball. Like just more like not to say dumb, but like just more like, well, why don't you want to play like basketball so much better than games? Like something like that, as opposed to like, fuck you, you're playing basketball. I'm teaching you to play basketball, ball, and like fucking like bro.
And I agree. I definitely agree because it was so outside of who LeBron James is. Like I don't think LeBron's in his house and his son wants to be a game designer or whatever. He's like, no, fuck that. Go play basketball.
Yeah.
It was so not who he is as a person.
Yeah.
But at the same, and I say that obviously outside looking in. Like I don't live in the James household. Like I don't know if that's how he is. But at the same time, it just seemed so out of character.
Yeah.
To bring, but what I did, like going through the movie, yes, it was cheesy, yeah, but it's supposed to be. Yeah. And yes, I'm like, oh, I could pick this apart. And I'm just like watching it kind of like whatever. But I did think it ended well.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
I think the end kind of, that's where the best gags are. That's where the movie kind of is saved to me.
The end credits, too, are very good with the pictures. Yeah. With fucking Foghorn Leghorn in front of the chicken place. That was pretty good. That was my favorite picture of them all. But it was a good movie. It's just one of those ones where it's like there are things that I could see that you could change that would make it a great movie. Mm-hmm. Like for everyone. Like I feel like they were like, okay, so we got to make people who were like fans of the old one love this. So they add like the old gags and shit. They show us the old Monstars as like the little twerp versions, and they show us all these like characters that we're like fans of, like King Kong's there and Iron Giant, and they fist bump and shit and like fucking like what? And then the announcers were dope. Those two people, those were like
Lil Rel and I forget what's the other dude's name.
He's a basketball commentator.
He's a commentator,
like an actual commentator. Yeah. They were great. Like their interaction between each other wanted me. I want to watch basketball with them commentating.
It
because like that would be so much more fun than just like the guy's coming down the court and then you're just hearing the squeaking in the background, and then at the same time it's just like the other guy's like, yeah, he's definitely doing that. Like, give me some like fucking fire, you know. I want a dude who doesn't know about basketball to commentate on a basketball game.
Hey,
that would be
ABC,
like the best.
I'm right here. I got you.
Just like being funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like
I will definitely be comic relief on basketball.
Because basketball's too serious right now. Like,
well, it's the finals. It's the most serious it can be.
Not specifically at this time. I'm just saying like in general, like it's all about like, oh, we got to get the numbers. We got to do this. We got to win. Blah, blah, blah. It's a game when you throw a ball into a net.
You know why that wouldn't work though? Because there's too many purists out here. And then if I'm if I am LeBron James or I am Steph Curry, if I'm somebody, one of the guys in basketball, and I've trained my entire life to get here, and I'm on there busting my ass on the court, and I just hear somebody joking and shit, and I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna timeout.
I'm gonna love that.
I'm playing for my life right now.
I want a stand-up comedian to be. I want Kevin Hart to commentate a basketball game. I don't like Kevin Hart, but I want him to be a commentator. Because, like, at least he knows something about basketball, but then at the same time, he can be lighthearted about it, as opposed to, like, some random schmucks that have been doing this since they were, like, 40, and, like, they're just constantly doing the same thing over and over and over again, but they don't have any comedic, like, background. Like, it's like the one show that they do where, like, Shaq and all them are there.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
the only comedic parts is where, like, Shaq's being, like, an asshole
Shaq and Charles
to-
Barkley are going back. They're
They're just
the
being
greatest.
assholes to each other. It's not even, like, funny. It's just, like, he's like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. Like, just from the...
They're great.
That's my Shaq impression.
Fuck you, bitch. That's the
Yeah,
extent.
Shaq doing ass.
Hey, fuck you. My name's Shaq.
My name's
I'm gonna
Shaq.
eat these chips right here. You like that?
You ain't got no rings, Charles.
Charles, you ain't got no rings.
I was gonna make a joke with that, but that would have been not good.
You ain't got no rings. I'll make the joke. No, fuck that.
Because
I get where you're
I'm
going.
not doing that.
That's why I said I'll do
No.
the joke.
no,
You guys won't know what that is that we're referring to, but that's fine. It's probably
Good.
better that you don't.
panic.
No need to panic. I'm your conduit. I can be here to make
That's not how it works.
Where's how? Listen, all complaints come here if you feel away. Anyway, and y'all still don't even know what we're talking about. Anyway,
Good.
all in all, you threw me off now.
You just made the Tim Allen noise from. Yeah.
Put that in. I thought the end pretty much saved the movie. Like there was the spoiler alert again, but the Michael B. Jordan part.
That was my favorite part of the
Yes,
movie.
that was my favorite gag of the
Because
entire
like
movie.
when that happened, fucking he's like, it was a Sylvester. He's like, I got Michael Jordan. Like with his fucking
Like, he was in
tongue
the crowd. He
flopping
wants to come
everywhere.
and talk to you guys.
Yeah. And then
In slow
Ryan looks
motion.
back at me because we're watching it all together. I'm like, is it Michael B. Jordan? And then he just looks back around. Like he was on a computer chair and he like looked over at me like, And I'm like, is it? And he just rotates back and he just walks in like, yeah, what's up? Eating his fucking popcorn and
It's
shit.
funny because, all right, the adult in me, like the way they build it up, you know, it's not gonna actually be Michael Jordan, Bulls 23 Michael Jordan. But you see he has Jordans on. They're playing the old school the Bulls theme when they come on to they're building it up like it's him.
Yeah.
And he walk out, the smoke clears, it's Michael B. Jordan. Did you see Daffy's clipboard? It says, not the real Michael Jordan, trade Sylvester.
Yeah.
That was good.
Very
That
good.
was funny.
It was very good. Yeah, it was fun to say the least. It's not, summer blockbuster.
No.
That everyone was hoping it would be. Like,
Unless you're
unless
10
you're
and
five,
lower. Yeah.
But it's fine. It's good for kids. It's a good one-time watch.
My Trenton has been talking about Space Jam since we watched Space Jam.
Nice. Speaking of Space Jam, back to my focus of toys. So there's a LeBron figure from this movie that's out at stores. I found a TikTok of this. I don't know if I sent it to you,
If
but
you did, it's in those 58 ones
Listen.
I didn't check yet.
so there's this one video of this guy, and like it's one of those 12-inch figures. They're like the big ones for kids. You like
Yeah.
push the chest and it says something, and it has like the packaging at the feet and the back, but there's nothing covering it. So it's
Okay.
just it's out in the open, right? People are stealing the LeBron heads because it's on a ball joint. So like you can like rotate it around, like give it some tilt and shit.
But why?
So you can just pop it off. Mm-hmm. The why, I don't think there is a reason besides you can. So this guy is just like standing. There's like 6 of them, and they're all just LeBron bodies, and then just like this little marble-sized ball at the head, right? And then
People suck.
This is on my For You page because I follow a lot of toy stuff on my TikTok, and I scroll the next video, and it's a guy in his fucking passenger seat holding a LeBron head, like, yo, I got a fucking LeBron head,
People make me sick.
and I'm like, why, man? Why?
People suck.
People suck. They ruin it for everyone, but people are stealing LeBron's head, so that's a thing. Welcome to the news section.
Yeah. Speaking of LeBron, right? And I'll go back to Trenton one more time, but like after watching Space Jam, and he's in Fortnite now. So when he wanted to play Switch the other day. I turned on the Switch, and they have an advertisement for Fortnite on the side where they have all like that, and it's LeBron. And Trenton's like, "That's LeBron James." I'm like, "Yeah, it's like LeBron James from Space Jam." And then it hits my mind. I was like, "You don't even know you might know he's a basketball player based on Space Jam, but he doesn't even." But it made me give props to LeBron. LeBron is such an icon that he knows LeBron from everything outside of the actual NBA. He sees LeBron. He knows LeBron James of Fortnite and LeBron James of Space Jam. So then I had to look. I was like, should I be watching sports just so you have a connection to? I was like, is that my fault in a way? But I was like, obviously I didn't think too deep into that because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm shitty because I don't watch a lot of sports. So then he doesn't get exposed to it. But a part of me was like, I should just have it on one day just to see if you take to it, because I don't want to let my nerdiness affect him. Because it wasn't like a big deep thing, but it just made me think real quick. I was like, you don't even know that he Cleveland Cavaliers, Miami, Cleveland Cavaliers, Lakers. Like all the championships.
I know that because of Space Jam.
Should I be turning on sports when Chris comes over so he can get?
Nope. I watch baseball, hockey, and that's about it.
That's pretty on brand.
It's pretty white.
Exactly. I didn't want to say it. You said it.
I don't watch golf though. I forgot to mention that. I played mini golf this week because I'm white, and I did surprisingly well.
No, black people play mini golf.
Listen, it's just a mini version of being white. Because I sucked at the end. I couldn't finish. Lucas, though.
That's what she said.
Got 4 hole-in-ones.
Lucas is an anomaly. In more ways than one.
Lucas, the NGP anomaly that got 4 hole-in-ones. And humble brag the fuck out of it. And they were also roasting me because I got Mario Golf like 3 weeks ago.
Lucas, change your name to the NGP anomaly. That's a dope-ass name.
That's good.
Yeah.
But when I got Mario Golf and I like loaded up the first like game that I played, I just did like a first like free play, like pick Wario, because I'm a fucking Wario guy. Mm-hmm. And I got like 3 hole-in-ones. Like straight up, like no problem.
You think those skills were going to transfer to the field?
I didn't think it was skills. I thought it was like, so in my mind, I was like, is this game like really made for kids? Like straight up, like that's where my head was. I was like,
oh, that's what you should have rung. Could have played that.
That would have been fun. Yeah, fuck. But like that was where my head was. I was like, oh, maybe this is just like really bad. So when I was talking to like Anna and like Trevor and them, and like I was like, is it hard to get like a hole-in-one? Because I just got like 3. And like it was like a genuine question, not like a cockiness, but they took it as like a cockiness thing. So now that's like the joke of like, oh, Mr. Is it easy to get a hole-in-one over here? And then I didn't get one at mini golf.
And mini golf and golf are different, man.
You right. I did do the Happy Gilmore though.
To get in your hole?
Like I got down like low as fuck, and then I whacked it, and then it came back to me. So that's what I get for trying to be funny.
Listen, man, I just want to put on the table for the record, mini golf ain't just a white thing.
Okay.
We enjoy mini golf.
That's fine.
This is the serious point of the shit. No, I'm playing.
Scared.
Spooky.
All you little black boys and girls, you're allowed to play mini golf if you want.
I'm not doing that. I'm not gatekeeping mini golf.
He is gatekeeping mini golf for the white man. No.
Have you seen the video again on TikTok? It was a black guy, and he's on the driving range, and he takes his left hand with a ball, and he has a driver in his right hand, bounces it, and then whips it around, and then line drives this shit.
No.
Dude, it is so fucking impressive, and he does it twice in a row, so you know it's not like a lucky thing. I saw it, and I kept seeing it because it was like really good, and fucking this little white kid, he does a stitch of it. He's like, "Come on, man, that was the last thing that we had, man." I'm like, "Fuck."
Was it? Because Tiger Woods has been a thing.
So yeah, it wasn't. It's not. I'm like, fuck, dude. We have nothing. We have McDonald's.
We like McDonald's.
Fuck, we have nothing.
This is the greatest episode.
We have nothing.
What? Y'all got hockey.
That's not. I don't know. That's not. Also, no.
How don't you?
Wayne
I don't know
Simmons.
enough about that.
Yo, Wayne Simmons.
That's one guy.
There's a lot of guys, to be fair.
But
I'm not
named one guy. I don't know.
I know Wayne Simmons because he was on the Flyers and like he was dope, and then they traded him, and I was very sad. But
even if we want to talk about golf, Tiger Woods was one guy. He's outnumbered.
listen, man, white people are uncultured swine. We just exist. Tell me one thing that is cultured from white people.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far, but white people have their own culture within white
Stealing
people.
other people's cultures.
We're getting deep, ladies and gentlemen. This is the deep episode.
Out of here. Now what? Fuck. So news.
Black people like to share.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot because there's not much that we do. We make like cheeseburgers and hot dogs on the grill, and that's the most fancy thing we have. But it's not special. It's not like like we do carnivals. Maybe I don't know. We ride horses. Horse girls are.
Somebody got to ride them horses.
No, I don't think so. I think horses. That's another. I feel like horses should just be left alone. As of this
Y'all
point.
got Starbucks culture. Fall is coming.
I'm gonna blow my brains out.
Pumpkin spice is coming, Chris. And that is y'all's time to shine. Did I go too far?
No, you're right. That's the problem.
I'm trying to give y'all props.
We don't need props. We don't.
Listen,
there's nothing
man.
to give props for, man.
Listen, the fall hits, y'all throwing y'all hockey, y'all skate around with a pumpkin spice. We can't compete with that. Because we don't want to compete with that.
I don't know if it's competition per se.
Exactly, because y'all blow us out the water.
No, it's just like you just look and fucking what the fuck? Just skating around with your damn pumpkins and your fucking fuzzy earmuffs and shit.
Listen, we're moving on.
Yeah, we need
But
to move on.
don't take that. Don't take any of that seriously.
That was all jokes.
We're joking around.
I'm not sweating at all.
Don't. I hope not.
No, it's fine. I'm chilling. All right, so into the news. This week there was a
White people came out. Go on.
white people came out and made the Steam Deck.
That's what I was about to say, but I didn't know where you were starting in the news.
That's where I was going to start. Yeah.
So I didn't want to.
So no, we got a video, and the release of the Steam Deck for pre-order this week. IGN put out a very good full look at that, talking about what you can't do.
Oh, you watched that too? I meant to send that to the. Did I send that?
I don't know.
Because I know I watched it, but I was like, I need to send this.
No, I watched the fuck out. That was the thing that made me buy it. When I watched that video at work that day, then the pre-orders went live, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this. Pretty much, it's literally a PC.
Yes.
It's a PC with almost like an Xbox live game menu. Like if you have a PC currently, there's the Xbox menu.
It's a Valve handheld for people who don't know that much.
Made by Valve, so you get your Steam library. If you don't know what Steam is, if you're not a PC gamer, it's pretty much just a hub. Not that kind of hub.
Burp hug. Hub. Burp hug. What are we on today?
So pretty much, you get any game that you want pretty much there. You can go in and buy any game that you're thinking of. You want to get CSGO, you got Rocket League, just to name a couple. Pretty much you can find anything you want there. You can now play that on like a Switch type thing, 7-inch screen with touchpads, thumbsticks, buttons. And there's also 2 trigger buttons like back here, like Spider-Man style kind of, which are really cool. And this all... It's all based on a Linux OS, so there's that. Which another thing that's cool about that is that in the IGN video, they said specifically that you can uninstall the Linux OS and install a Windows OS, which opens a ton of possibilities to like things like downloading the Epic Game Store, downloading the Battle.net launcher for Overwatch. Like, there's so many options. Valorant,
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Really think about that.
Yes. Game Pass is the big one.
Did we watch the same video where it's the dude on the couch talking to the guys about
Yeah, I think so.
the people who work at Valve about the Steam Deck? All right. Because the part I took from that, when they kept asking, like, he kept trying to clarify, he was like, so essentially He's like, what can you do in here? He's like, anything you can do on a PC. Then he even got deeper. Was like, so if I wanted to get the Microsoft client and go into my Game Pass and play those games, he was like, anything you can do on a PC. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa. Again, and that's what kind of made me like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
So-
did you see the footage they were playing? Did you see them playing Death Stranding on it? Mm-hmm. And that was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is about to be crazy because now you can play Sony games. The Sony games will come to PC, of course.
Yeah.
You can play that on, because that would make me buy it for PC.
Oh, 100%.
And play it on there.
Yeah, man. It is extremely exciting, to say the least. Exciting to the point where the pre-orders were a little bit of a mess.
Oh, yeah.
To be fair, I don't think it was necessarily their fault. I don't think they expected as much people to want to pre-order it, and then also for the amount that you had to pay to pre-order it was insane. It was a $5 pre-order for any of the versions. Let me pull up the website while I'm talking, just so we can list off the different versions that there are. But pretty much what happened was you loaded it up on, what was it, Friday when it came out?
Yes.
So on Friday, pretty much they released the pre-order. There are 3 different versions. There's the $400 model, which is the base model. 64 gigabytes. Comes with a carrying case. And then I believe everyone was at the beginning expecting it in Q4 of 2021. Like, that's what everyone's base one was. Personally, I got in on Q1 2022.
That's
for
what
mine.
I got. Yeah.
So you got that one as well. Right now on their website, it is to be Q2 2022. So there's that. After that, there is the 529 version, which has 256 gigabytes and faster storage, carrying case, and exclusive Steam Community Bundle, which is pretty cool. And then there's the big boy one, which is 649 with 512 gigabytes and NVMe SSD with fast storage, the fastest of them all, premium anti-glare etched glass, exclusive carrying case, exclusive community profile bundle, and an exclusive virtual keyboard theme. You got that one.
Yes.
So did my brother.
Wait,
so-
which one? Wait.
The last one.
Yeah, the highest one.
Yeah, the highest one is both what my brother got, what you got. I just got the mid-tier one because I was like, I already have a PC, so I don't need to like ball out on this at least. It's really ironic because I've been talking with Ryan for I think a little over a year now about him getting a gaming PC because I'm like, dude, I miss playing like games like, you know, Payday 2 and shit like that on the stuff we used to play on Steam because he used to have a laptop that would operate it. And like, he's just like, I'm not trying to buy that right now. I don't really need it. Meanwhile, he's buying shiny cardboard every other fucking week. No offense, but still.
Could have bought one at this point.
To be fair, yes.
But
Same
that's
thing
not where
with
his
the
priorities
PS5.
are.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So when this showed up, I was like, dude, this is what you've been wanting. Because like he kept saying, he's like, I'm always on the go. I'm always mobile. I'm always going somewhere. Like getting like a desktop PC isn't right for me, blah, blah, blah. I'd rather get a laptop. And I'm like, don't get a laptop because blah, 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 XYZ, blah, blah, you know. And then this comes out.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, this is it. Like, and he literally, I didn't even have to tell him to get the most storage one. He just immediately got it after watching the IGN video that I sent him. So he's got his coming in. I'm extremely excited for the Steam Deck. The pre-order day was a little bit of a mess, like I've stated twice already.
But it needs to be restated because it was that much of a mess.
Yeah.
Pretty
Pretty
much
much.
that website go weird.
Yeah. At one point, all of Steam went down for like a brief period on the Steam like store website. I actually have screenshots of all the shit that happened because I was sending them enraged. But pretty much. So the first thing that happened on my end, at least, was all of the like buttons to click to pre-order. They turned into a white font that said #reservation fulfillment estimate, and then it showed like an estimate of like the number of units were available. Then after that,
That's what scared me. My bad to cut you off.
No,
It
you're
said fulfillment, which made me immediately think like, so
They're
they
gone.
fulfilled all of their
Yeah.
reserves.
after that, they brought the button back where it said reserve now, but it was grayed out, so you couldn't click it. And it said Q1 2022. So immediately I'm like, okay, well, they're all the 2021 go. Sad. Whatever. Then I finally get my pre-order in because I can hit the button. Cool. It gets to the screen where it says payment method. And it kept saying at the top of the screen, it would either say like there was an error processing your payment, wait a couple minutes, try again. Mm-hmm. You would wait a couple minutes, you would try again, and give you the same error. Then it switched errors to, it looks like you've been attempting a lot of purchases in the last few hours. Please wait a while before trying again.
Keep in mind, while all this is going on, me and Chris are just frantically chatting back and forth like, are you getting it? And it's giving me the message saying, your account isn't old enough to pre-order day of. I have to wait.
And the funny part is it actually said that to me as well. And I've
that's
had
when
my
we
account.
checked Twitter.
I've had my account since fucking like middle school, dude. Like I was playing fucking like CSGO and like buying like fucking crates and shits to open, which was stupid, but it's fine. Not the point. And it was telling me my account wasn't old enough. So I was like, that's bullshit.
Right.
So I finally got mine through after a long time of it just like straight up like the website becoming like terrible
Weird.
looking.
Yeah.
You couldn't even get to the Steam Deck like information anymore. And then I finally got it in. Went through, cool. Couple hours go by. Ryan got his, no problem. Like literally.
And I'm just sitting there. I stopped because I heeded that message saying your account's not old enough, and I'm like, technically true because I literally made an account to
Just
get
for
this.
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just have to wait until I'm eligible. And it said the following
18th.
Sunday, today, the day we're recording this. Yeah. So I'm just like, all right, well, I guess I'll just wait. And then Ryan got his, and he put it in the chat, and I'm like,
and then you sent your screenshot again, and I was like, wait, is that the same screenshot or is it a new one? Like you tried again.
and that was just the older one.
And I was like, try again. Because I got that. And I was like, well, he didn't get it. Maybe you can get. And
but
then
see, I assumed
Vic
Ryan
did.
had an account for a while, so I was like,
He did, yes. Yeah. But yeah. So then you.
And then I tried it, literally no hiccup, went right through.
So we got some Steam Decks coming through. As far as the name, I'm not a fan, if I'm being honest. Because I don't like how close it is to the Elgato product of the Stream Deck. Like, I feel like that's kind of a slap in the face to Elgato. Not necessarily like they're partners or anything, but it's one of those things where it's like, you know, like the whole like, I was talking about this last night when we were drinking. The conspiracy theory about the movie Frozen.
I feel like I've heard, what is it?
Pretty much, it's made by Disney, and there's this whole like conspiracy theory that Walt Disney's frozen head is like cryogenically frozen somewhere so that like they can bring it back in the future when we have the technology, right? So there's this conspiracy theory that they made the movie Frozen so that now whenever you Google
Disney
the words
Frozen.
Disney
I
Frozen,
did hear this
it's
now.
just that shows up. So now in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, that's funny. Like it's kind of funny, but it also makes a lot of sense. A lot of conspiracies do, to be honest. It's like, okay, so you have the Steam Deck and the Stream Deck. If you miss a singular letter on typing,
you're going
to get the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
If you accidentally put the R in there, you're going to get the Stream Deck. So you're fucking each other over. But then also at the same time, no offense to Elgato, but the Stream Deck isn't really for everyone. It's not like a tool that needs to be used for everyone, that everyone needs to be getting, because like not many people are going to need it. So someone who actually wants the Stream Deck, Google Stream Deck, and then the Steam Deck comes up, and they're like, oh, that looks like a cooler option.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that instead.
But they don't
as opposed
fulfill
to this
the
button
same
bullshit.
purpose, though.
True, but it's like...
Wouldn't you immediately know to not...
True, but in my head, I'm like, I like that better as like a product. Like, while it's not fulfilling my needs, I'm like, that's a better use of my money.
Right.
In my eyes. That's just me. Or it could be the other way around, too. It's like, it's either... oh, I'm going to get the Steam Deck, but then you're like, wait, that Stream Deck thing looks really cool. I'd rather have that instead. So you're kind of like fucking each other over, which is a weird thing. There's a million other names that you could have called it, like the Steam Buddy or...
well, the prototype name wasn't like Steam Pal or something?
Yeah, even that's good. Like, I like that a lot. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like the word Steam and then Deck is way too close to Stream Deck that it's kind of like rude in my eyes.
I see what you're saying.
But also at the same time, I can see why it's not that big of a deal. It's just a little weird that you would choose to do something that's so close to a product that is very closely linked with gaming.
Did you see that everybody's calling it that looks like the Game Gear, Sega Game Gear,
Yeah.
from back in the day.
What was the one tweet? It was my favorite one. It was Valve releases the Nintendo
The Switch Pro, that was great because
That
they
was the
did
best one.
essentially.
Yeah. Literally, it was like what, a day after the OLED
It
pre-order.
was the day that
day
the
of, or-
OLED pre-orders went out. They announced this. They announced it, and all right. I'm glad you brought that up because that's what I wanted to mention.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care, conspiracy theorists and all that stuff. I don't care what anybody says. Steam knew exactly what they were doing.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause they're
Everybody
smart, dude.
wanted that Switch. Everybody was hoping this OLED would be the Switch Pro.
Yep.
So the day they announced the pre-orders for the OLED is the day they announced the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And it has the guts are exactly what everybody wanted the Switch Pro to be.
Yeah. And to be honest, kind of better,
That
too.
is like, I would shake the hands of everybody. That was brilliant, a brilliant move.
Yeah.
Because everybody was joking with me the day that that same day that the pre-orders went up for the OLED.
Yeah.
Like, did you get it? Are you gonna get it? I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
it was on the Save Before Quitting Discord.
Yes, please
Join.
join the Discord. We have some fun in there. But
Link tree in the bio.
and I'm sweating. I'm putting up the SpongeBob meme that I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. And if people are texting me too, like, so you're getting that OLED? I'm like, I'm not getting it. I want it, but I know I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't do it. And in the midst of all that, they put out the trailer
video.
for that Steam Deck. And I even tweeted, like, never mind. I know what I'm getting instead now.
Rightfully so.
And that completely took my mind off of that OLED Switch. And that's when I felt like that was brilliant. That is a brilliant move by Valve to do that.
So, needless to say, we are both extremely excited. Keep an eye out, obviously, not for a while, but in about, what, like 6-ish months?
7 months.
Around that time.
Whenever in that quarter
Yeah.
that they give it to us.
We will have a full video review of the Steam Deck. We'll do something nice for that. Maybe we'll do like some unbox therapy bullshit. Kind of like what we did with the PS5, but maybe we'll go more in depth this time.
Yeah.
Actually like show off the capabilities. I have an insane library of Steam games. I'm excited to see you get into Steam because every year there's the Steam summer sale, so it's like games just go
I'm
extremely
going
cheap.
nuts.
And it's so good. Like there's games for like $2.
And you
can
know
just-
I'm like indie guy.
oh yeah,
So I
indies
never
are the best on.
and I
Steam.
never had I mean I had access to Steam, but I wasn't primarily on Steam because I'm a console guy at heart.
Yeah.
Plus Switch became my indie machine.
Yeah.
But now that I have this, and the indies usually come to Steam before they go anywhere. It's kind of gonna the Steam Deck is probably going to end up becoming my indie machine.
Yeah.
And the Switch is just going to become my Nintendo game, obviously, machine.
My Mario machine.
Yeah, it's my Mario and Zelda machine. But I don't know. That always depends on also like who I'm playing with and where and all that stuff. But at the same time, indies I usually go solo anyway, so I'm probably gonna go Steam Deck for my indies now.
Hell yeah. And there'll be a bunch of multiplayer games that you can play
Right.
on that you never have even had the experience to. We could play CS:GO.
Yeah, now I'm in. Now I'm gonna be in the mix with
You
those
won't like
games.
CS:GO. You won't like CS:GO.
Probably won't play CS:GO.
We'll play Dino D-Day.
Listen, now I'm just hyped to play anything because I've not been
Have you played Super Hot?
No.
You can play Super Hot.
And I always hear how
You don't
amazing
even
that
play-
is.
Yeah. You could play that like handheld, and that's how I played it not handheld, PC prior to the VR experience that Anna's plays. But like, dude, it's still 10 out of 10.
I always hear about it.
Here we go.
I'm waiting for the dock.
Yeah, well, that was another thing that I found interesting is that you don't need to buy their dock. There's actually docks
They said
that
the
already
third party
exist.
peripherals will work with it, so you're right.
So you can get like some third party dock that's cheap as fuck that will work and plug it into your monitors and just be good to go.
I played it right on TV.
Yeah. So this is probably the best thing in gaming for PC type stuff in a while.
I already got a space for him, having that sitting right under or next to where the Switch is, right there.
Nice. Move the controller. to
Well,
the
yeah,
side.
of course.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. If you haven't already and you would like to go pre-order it, go to steampowered.com, I think it is, or just look up Steam online, you'll find it. And I think the pre-orders right now are for Q2, so it's gonna be a little bit later for you guys, maybe closer towards like the summer months. But honestly, like, if you pre-order it now, I think that's the best play, just because by the time the actual ones come out, like at the end of this year and like closer towards the beginning of next, the reviews are going to be up. People are going to have their qualms, blah, blah, blah. Then by Q1 of 2022, they're going to make fixes if they have any fixes, any patches that they need to make. And then by Q2, it's going to be almost perfected in my eyes, if there were any issues.
And you might just get lucky because Steam has said they're working their asses off to fulfill every order. And I think they're going to probably be doing a lot better than Nintendo did with the Switch or Sony is doing with the PlayStation 5. So in my eyes, even though we're on Q1, and I think it comes out in December, right? It's December something. I got to go back and check. But if the initial the initial Steam Decks are coming out in December, it's not like Q1 is the next month.
Pretty
So,
much,
but anywhere between January and March, we'll get ours. So with that quick turnaround time, you never know. Like, best case scenario, people get theirs early.
True.
So
Yeah.
now's the time.
But that is the Steam Deck. Next up, we didn't get to last week because we were too focused on new stuff, but there are the new PlayStation games of the month.
Right.
I need to pull that up still because I'm trying to find it. Where the fuck is it?
I keep telling you, go to Twitter, man.
Listen, man. What? But yeah, the new games for PlayStation Plus for July, even though we're pretty much almost done with July, we're getting towards the end of it. We have for the PS4 the WWE Battlegrounds, which is the most cartoony looking piece of shit. I'm going to download it as a meme and stream it, I think, because I think of how stupid it looks. Because I remember seeing when it first came out, Up, Down, Down played it, and it was like all four of the regular guys. It was like Tyler Breeze, who actually just got fired from WWE, which is really fucking abysmal. They just keep releasing people for no reason, and now they're showing up in other companies that actually appreciate them, which is great. Fuck you, WWE. No offense. I'm still gonna watch the pay-per-view tonight. There's a pay-per-view tonight. It's Money in the Bank. I might need to get home and get some Taco Bell.
Tis the season.
Tis the season. Also, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Weird, in my opinion. Kind of weird. That's the one with Black.
I saw that, and I have that, but I saw that and was like, really?
Yeah. And then the last one is a Plague Tale Innocence, which people seem to be pretty hype about. I've never heard of the Plague Tale games myself.
Heard of it. I don't know much about it, though.
This is a PS5. I don't know if it's a remaster per se, but it's an up-resed version from the PS4 version that was previously released. So the people that I've seen that have liked this game, like I think Greg Miller said something about it, and a couple other like video game like well-known people were talking about it, and we're excited to play it in the new PS5 generation. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. What else we got in the news? Oh, speaking of Plague Tale, it's also going to support the DualSense's haptic feedback, which is another reason why people liked it.
It's always a plus when that happens. Ghostwire Tokyo has been delayed to 2022, early 2022. They put out that on the 13th. So that's news. I was wondering what happened to that game. I just stopped hearing anything at all about it. What else? Oh, of course. The biggest news to me is the fucking Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
I'm mad at this game.
I know you are.
I'm mad, and they deserve to be shut down. The whole game needs to be terminated because they neglected to put Donatello in this fucking
We don't
game.
know he's not there.
He's not in the main cast. He's going to be a DLC
We don't
character.
even know if that's all the main cast. That's just what they showed you.
If he's not in the main cast. And here's the thing. If you get my hopes up, that's not just the main cast.
You know what? I'll go on record right now. Donatello's in that game.
He's in the game, but is he the main cast?
Are you mad you have to unlock him? Is that the problem?
No, I don't know. Not that I have to unlock him. I think he's paid DLC. That's
Do we
what
think
I'm
that? All right, let's rewind a little bit.
Sorry, I'm mad.
Let's rewind. If you don't know what this is, they're making a Nickelodeon Smash Brothers, pretty much, with classic and new characters from the Nickelodeon lineage.
The Odd Real Monsters one got me. When those
Powdered Toast Man, isn't it?
Powdered Toast Man. He's from Ren and Stimpy, right?
Yes.
That's where I was like, that's weird to me. Because Ren and Stimpy has been catching a lot of flack as of late for like how weirdly sexually charged it was.
Oh yeah, it was super.
Yeah, remember
problematic.
the scene where I think it was Ren got a piece of wood stuck in his ass,
And Stimpy had the saw where
Yeah.
it has like a dick.
and they were literally humping each other and fucking, and like he was literally like coming, and then like at the end he's like, "Oh, you got it," like legitimately.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised that they would put powder toast.
The
in there.
90s was the Wild West, man. Anything.
Yeah, but
Things slid under the radar, and I was young enough to not even understand what was happening
Yeah.
when I first saw that.
did you, time out. I saw a not a conspiracy theory. You remember the episode of SpongeBob where Sandy and SpongeBob were doing karate?
Yeah,
That was a euphemism of them having sex.
it was.
Yeah, because they were doing karate.
Is
If
that
you go back and watch the episode, all the situations in which they're karateing is like when they would be having sex. And it's like in weird predicaments where it's like, oh yeah, they're having sex at work, or they're having sex in Sandy's tree dome, and like there's different situations, and it actually lines up, and it's weird, and I think it's legit.
I gotta go back and see that. Watch that scene again now.
Yeah,
It's been a
dude,
while.
It's a time. It's a whole
Nickelodeon's for the
episode.
kids.
Nickelodeon's for the horny kids.
Speaking of Nickelodeon cartoons with adult references in it, where the fuck is Rocco? I was watching that like, where's Rocco? Where is Rocco? That's one of my favorite Nicktoons of all time. And he wasn't in it.
Rocco's Modern Life.
I love Rocco.
Now, which theme song did you like better? The OG one?
The OG
or the
one.
one by the B-52s?
The OG.
I like the other one more.
I love
It's
this.
more like funky. It's like Rocco's Modern
I know,
Life.
but the original
Rocco's Modern Life.
the original one had that 90s pop single type vibe to me.
Yeah, but
And-
like when you get funky with it though, like, that was better.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
That one's. I feel like it's so much better. Because it makes you more hyped to go. Like you're just like, oh yeah, we're getting into this, and then Rocco's just like, hey mate, how you doing, mate? In it?
In it? That's
It's British,
British, not Australian.
Australian, Australian mate. In it?
Someone's gonna get mad at that.
Croaky.
I hope you're
Croaky.
sweating now. Croaky.
Remember Croaky from Loki?
Yes,
Crocodile Loki.
yes, yes.
I found a file of a 3D print of the croc, right? I was telling you I was going to print it for
Yeah.
Adrian as a joke. There's a new one where it's a croc and it has Loki's head because it's a croc. It's crocodile Loki.
That's the one right there.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's pretty good.
I want to print it because it's funny. But anyway, Nickelodeon. That's a thing.
I think. Oh, that's the original question I was heading towards. Do you think that they are really going to Smash Brothers this thing out? Is it going to be that extensive where
Yeah.
like there's going to be seasons of unlockable characters? They have enough characters in the bank to do that.
I think the answer is yes to that. What's the one thing that people are hype about? That it's like the thing that they want Smash Brothers to have? with this-
Rollback netcode.
That. What is that? Because I don't know, actually. Kev, where are you?
Yeah, I know it has something to do with internet matchmaking. I don't know exactly what it is.
We'll come back to that.
I don't want to give the wrong answer.
That is a thing that apparently they have and people are hype about it. I'm unsure of what it is. If you are Kev specifically, please reach out to us at savebeforequitting@gmail.com and let us know what that is.
Please.
Because we have no idea.
Or you have a direct.
And we don't do research on this podcast. We're shooting from the hip. I'll be your Huckleberry. Anyway.
Man. But do you think it's going to be that extensive?
Yes.
Do you think there's really going to be
100%.
main cast plus unlockables plus seasons of...
I think this is the new Smash, in my eyes. Like, not necessarily the same, like, popularity as, like, the characters, but I think this is going to take the main stage, like, the spotlight away from Smash for
I
a
don't
bit,
think it will. I'm listening.
because Smash is done soon.
But I don't
that's
think
why.
it takes... It's not... But it's Smash,
It's going
though.
to steal the spotlight slowly but surely until we get the next Smash. That's the thing. They're not going to be successful, but it's going to be like, here's what's going to happen.
You know how
like,
good this game has to be? This isn't made
Yes.
by Nintendo.
Yeah, no, I agree. Here's the thing. These are the two spots, right? This is right here, Smash Brothers, and this is Nickelodeon. The spotlight is directly on them right now. It's going to slowly start inching over to them as Smash Brothers is on its like last leg. So we're getting the last DLC character. It's going to start fading away. It's still going to be there and still going to be relevant, so it's going to stay in the middle for a while. And then it's going to start to lose its like, and then we get new Smash Brothers announced, and then immediately gets away. But it's going to be there, and it's going to be fighting, I think. It's not going to be the best game ever, obviously, but I think it's going to be there enough where it steals the spotlight in the sense where like people are gonna sleep on this game. They're gonna sleep on it and be like, "Yes, it's just Smash Brothers ripoff," but then fucking it's gonna slap, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh my god!" I didn't
And my
expect
point
this."
is, it has to.
Yeah,
like
that's
you
the
know,
that's
it
the
has
reason they
to
would.
be. It has to be. The quality of that game has to be so good, and I'm kind of iffy on that. I don't know if whoever's making this game. I didn't look into it, and I don't. So I'm going in, like you said, shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
I don't. But the company who's making this is not like some Nintendo pedigree, because Smash Brothers is Nintendo plus Namco Bandai.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that kind of pedigree studio making this Nickelodeon game.
So, in my eyes, with this game, I don't think they make this unless it is going to be that. You know
But
what I
they've
mean?
already
I understand
made-
money.
They've
but
made other companies have made these games.
other
there was
companies,
a
have, but not
Ninja-
Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon is like, I would almost say like an arguable like this is the brand for children. Like
But what quality video game has Nickelodeon made?
Nickelodeon Racing, most of the SpongeBob games.
But are they like?
They're cult classics because of how like they're good, and it's just people sleep on them. That's always what ends up happening. That's why that one SpongeBob game got a fucking remaster recently.
And people were mad at the quality of it. They said it didn't match up with the quality of the original.
But that's the thing. The original they still showed love to, you know. Like, but when they come to bring it back, obviously it didn't do well because it didn't, you know, supply. What I'm saying is, there's no way that Nickelodeon just randomly drops a Smash Brothers game. Like, this is random. You have to admit, it came out of nowhere. Everyone was like, "What the fuck is this?" There's no reason for them to do this. There's gotta be a reason that they're doing this besides money, because they're fucking set up with money for God knows how long.
Well, of course.
Because they have merch, they have all the shows, everything. This right here, it's gotta be something.
I
Like,
think
in my eyes,
I would
like, it's
hope,
gotta be.
I would hope, but this is big business we're talking about, so it's a very large hope. But I would hope that them going into this project, they know, like, all right, we're trying to step in the realm of a beast. There's already a Smash Brothers, so I hope they would go in knowing that, and would get the resources enough to at least make this competitive, like make it up to a certain standard.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just feel like this is gonna be something special that we don't expect. That's gonna come out of somewhere. Because like, think about all the characters that we're gonna get. There's the Fairly Odd Parents, that whole entire cast. You have Cosmo and Wanda.
Were
that
they
can be,
in the trailer?
No. I'm
Or
just
Timmy
saying,
Turner or
like,
anybody?
like, nothing. That's why it's like,
So they
there's
got to
so
be
many
unlockable
options.
because you got to put them in there.
You have the Fairly Odd Parents. They're the ice climbers of the game. You have both Cosmo and Wanda operating together in like some sort of tandem fashion. You have
Or
the
it's-
Crimson fucking Chin.
Or it's gonna be a Pokemon trainer, and Timmy's in the background.
That
Cosmo, Wanda throwing them out.
That works. Fucking anything works. Like, you get Crimson Chin to be your Captain Falcon, like heavy hitter to go against Powder Toast Man. It could be literally just a copy. You just change over the skin. That's literally the same thing. You have Mark the alien. Right. That guy. He can go up against the turtles, and they could have some cool dialogue and shit against each other. The turtles themselves, we already are missing 2 from the 14 that are already shown. That's fine. But you got Shredder. You got Master Splinter. You've got Krang. You have any of
There's
the
an
characters.
endless amount of
Yeah.
characters from Turtles that
And
could be in
then-
a fighting game.
On top of that, you have Danny Phantom. You could do his friends, even though it's not like that great. You could do the fucking Box Ghost, dude. You could do Vlad. You could do his parents. Like,
I
there's-
want. This is a very big ask, but find a way to put like the live. If I can't unlock Keenan and Kel, I'm going to be upset.
I don't want Keenan and Kel.
They're too big of a legacy act.
No. I don't want Keenan and Kel. I want Keenan and Kel from Good Burger.
That'd be good. Have the blue
Dude.
outfits on,
Dude.
and I want them
And
to
then you
voice
have
themselves.
the Mondo Burger assholes
Yeah.
as their like rivals.
That'd be great.
You have Amanda Bynes. The Amanda Show, like straight up. You could do.
But see, they're going to take some work, and I don't think they're going to get many live action people. That's why I'm like, they're going to give you maybe 1 or 2 live action people.
I was gonna say Drake and Josh, but now that Drake's a pedophile,
Yeah, they're not gonna put it. He
They're
fucked
gonna
that
have
up.
and Josh. That's it.
It's the and sign and
Yeah,
Josh.
That's it. Dude, iCarly. Now that that's back on HBO Max, you could have iCarly. You could have Sam from the original iCarly just being like a fucking like wrecker, killing everybody. Gibby.
See, I didn't. That was after me, but I know of it.
Yeah, then, dude, there's so many options, and like while it's just cartoons that we see right now, like there's so many things. That
Wait, were the Rugrats on that? I know Reptar was there, but
Reptar was, but I don't think any of the Rugrats were.
just Leonardo just slicing Tom a baby up, not kicking him in his face.
See, here's the thing: you do Dill, and you put him in the Reptar wagon.
I feel like all of them would have to be in the Reptar wagon, and they would be like Bowser Jr. from Smash Brothers.
Oh,
In
yeah.
a little,
But it's like all 5 of them like,
Yeah.
flying out and shit in
Yeah.
random ways. Like, dude, this game can be it, and that's the crazy part. Like, there has to be a reason they made it, and it's not just money.
everything is money. At some
Everything
point.
is money, but there's got to be a reason. Like, they wouldn't just out of nowhere just be like middle of the week, hey guys, you know, like you
We
know
have
what
a
I mean?
Smash Brothers.
Like, bruh, no way. Like, it caught everybody off guard. But here's the thing.
For the record, Cartoon Network can do this too.
Even Disney could, to be fair.
Yeah,
Disney could, and just like any
just
fucking...
don't let Square help you make it.
Yeah, fuck.
Disney.
Yeah, I'm not doing another Kingdom Hearts. No, thank you. I'm done with that. But I do think that this is going to be something that people are going to sleep on and not think is going to be it, and then it's going to surprise everyone.
I hope so. I want you to be right.
That's my prediction. Like, listen, I predicted Cyberpunk being ass. This is my next big prediction.
Cyberpunk had showed us every sign that it was kind of going in a certain
Cyberpunk
direction.
said was pretty much going to be the game. And then it came out and it wasn't the game. And I literally said, you can go back to like episode like 1 through 10. And I specifically said, what if this game sucks? And I was
Yeah.
like, I was putting that out there in the universe. Not that I was the cause of it, but like, I was like, this is getting so hyped up. What's going to happen if it sucks? And we saw what happened and fucking lived it for a year until it just made it back on the PlayStation Store like last week. So I'm predicting now that this game is going to be something.
To which it's still being reported that there's problems.
Yeah, and that's the insane part. But like this game is going to be great. I will say I don't like how Danny Phantom looks. I thought he looked really crappy in 3D.
Come on, 'cause he's Danny Phantom.
What's the other lyrics to this song?
That's the only lyrics I remember.
No, isn't there like a rap?
Probably. I don't
I
remember.
think there's a rap in it. But fucking, I feel like they got to remodel him because he just looks really weird in my eyes.
I'm sure making some of those 2D characters 3D they're having issues with.
It's definitely hard, but like it's doable. You know, especially when it's in Butch Hartman style because his style is very, I wouldn't say unique per se.
Very 2D, very squared off.
It's very specific. That's what I'll say. I remember I saw a video of him a while ago, and he was like, I was once at a convention, and this kid asked me, like, should I draw every style, or should I just stick to one style? And I answered him, and I said, you should do every style. That's what I do. And meanwhile, he's drawing Batman in his fucking style. Like, it looks like Batman as if it was in Danny Phantom. And I'm like, sir...
So you did
What?
your one style.
I'm like, you have one style. You don't draw other styles. You draw other characters, but in your style.
He must have mistook style for characters.
I guess, but I was like, and he was like, so cocky about it. I'm like, sir, like, you're good. I get it, but like, don't be that guy. Don't
Right.
do that. Sorry. Moving on. I don't know.
All good.
Sleep on Nicktoons and get wrecked. Put fucking Donnie in the game or I'll end you, Nickelodeon.
All right. Former EA Gears of War company. Oh, former EA Gears of War company. Well, let me try that again. Former EA Gears of War and Company of Hero devs formed Timber Studio, a new game studio. Nice. I thought that was interesting to report on because that's a pretty crazy combination of people and companies devs coming together to form a studio. You got EA plus Gears of War, people from Gears of War. Like, I want to see what that turns into.
True.
Not a lot to say about it. That was pretty much it. Okay. They're called Timber Studios. I'm just interested to see what becomes of that.
So next up, Phil Spencer. He actually sat down with the guys over at Kind of Funny. Did like a nice long interview. If you want to go check that out, it's on their channel, I believe. Still, they pretty much just like went roundabout circle, like asking him questions with all the dudes and whatnot. Pretty much one of the people brought up the Sony's DualSense features for the new controllers, and he talked a little bit about their controller. So he said, quote, "We're definitely thinking about different kinds of devices that can bring more games to more places. There's probably some work that we'll do on the controller. I think Sony's done a nice job on their controller, and we kind of look to do some of that, and there are things that we should go do." So he's already being like, giving Sony props where props are due, and saying we need to go do what they're doing and then some, which makes me excited to see what the future is, because
I love it.
it just brings up competition.
I love blatant like comments like that.
Yeah.
Because it's, first of all, it's just humbling. They probably saw it was like, that was good. Like he could easily have just like blown past that. Like, yeah, we're looking into stuff. But
Yeah.
I love this because, like you said, it breeds competition, and that does nothing but we just benefit from the competition.
It just moves the technology farther and farther to the point where like controllers are going to be insane in the next 10 years. You're not even going to fucking need to move your hands to control your controllers. It's going to be all in your brain. We're going to install a chip in your head, and you're going to do it.
Microsoft is going to come to your homes, install a chip in you, and yeah, you are the controller.
Yeah, man. It's just one little and then you're just there, ready to... That was actually a good sound effect. I'm proud of myself for that.
You should be.
It sounded like some weird like air compressor.
You should be proud.
Hell yeah. All right, moving on from that.
Netflix is planning to add video games to its service in the next year.
Yeah.
Hires Mike Verdu, former head of EA Mobile and Facebook AR and VR, as vice president of game development. This, along with the announcement of the Steam Deck, had me really thinking about how games are going to evolve, along with how there is a Xbox platform on pretty much every device coming soon, now and soon to be, because they said they want to put it in TVs too, along with Sony and their mobile. I think they have like more mobile aspirations now to make PlayStation a platform or an app. And you can see that with how they keep trying to integrate some games over to PC. I feel like that's on purpose. I feel like there's a bigger cause for that.
They're
coming
doing
up
that through Steam, aren't they? PlayStation.
Yeah, because you can get
What if there's
Death
a
Stranding.
Steam Deck exclusive PlayStation launcher?
I think that could be something in the works.
That makes the most sense now that I think that out loud. Like if it's Steam Deck exclusive, where it's like, this is the PlayStation launcher, you can get this as well as your Steam games and like just launch your PlayStation games from there and link your account almost. That'd be cool. And then Steam isn't then pretty much the Vita 2. The Steam Deck in and of itself is that.
And
Shit.
And the reason I'm saying a lot of this is because the PlayStation has some kind of deal with Netflix right now, because they're producing the Ghost of Tsushima
Animated
show.
Is
So,
it animated, right? Or is it live action? I thought it was animated. I could be wrong.
I'm not 100% sure, but they're producing a Ghost of Tsushima show. So with all that said, it's making me think in the next, maybe not the next 15 to 20, I could see a world where gaming is just the platforms. You're loading up an Xbox launcher, you're loading up a PlayStation launcher, and you're playing them on specific devices. I'm not saying hardware will just be done.
It'll just have more options for you.
And they might make the hardware might become super streamlined. It could end up being like a Fire Stick or something you plug into your TV.
That'd be
you have
dope.
your PlayStation one or your Xbox one, or you just have the apps, depending on what
Rest
you're
in
playing on.
peace, discs.
Because discs I don't think are too much longer
Yeah.
going to be a thing.
I could see them switching over to like, not just like SD cards, but more like the Switch side. But like if there was a game on like an SD card,
Yeah.
and like you just like push it into your Fire Stick, that'd be dope.
And it might not even be a Fire Stick per se, but it might be a Sony peripheral. That's Sony's version of that. And you plug it in. Now, obviously, that's going to come. There's going to be some hurdles there, because it still has to run off of something to power it to the best it could be. Like, there's no Fire Stick or TV plugin you can get right now that has the capabilities of the insides of a Series X or a PS5.
True.
So obviously there's going to be steps to get there. But I can just, with everything happening in the last week, all these announcements, I can see a world where that's a thing in the future.
Oh yeah, definitely. It'll run its course to that. Like everything's. I think it's gonna do the thing where like phones did, where it was like it started off like extremely big, and then it got extremely small, and then it got extremely big again. Like that's where we're at right now. Like consoles were extremely small with like the SNES and the NES. Then they got really small with Game Boy and handhelds, and then they got really big with the big consoles like Xbox and stuff. And then we come back to the Switch, which is really small again, and now we're at fucking giant PS5 and giant Xbox like refrigerator. And we're gonna lean back. Now we're going back to the small with the Steam Deck. So we're like teetering back and forth until it's gonna just go extremely small and streamlined, but it's still gonna be there in the big form. It's always gonna teeter back and forth, if not just be at the same time, you know.
Right.
But
Steam Deck to me is really going to be a game changer. I think all companies saw
no pun
that.
intended.
Yeah, right. I think Microsoft for sure saw that and was like, okay, now we're really about to push Game Pass.
Yeah.
If anything, they announced that and Microsoft probably threw a party. Like, yes.
Microsoft needs to come up with some sort of bundle right now where you can get Windows 10 cheaper if you have the Steam Deck. That needs to be a thing, because like Windows 10 you already have to pay for, which is abysmal. If they come up with like a deal where it's like, hey, you don't like Linux because fuck Linux, get Windows on your Steam Deck, and then that's how they weasel their way onto the Steam
Free
Deck platform.
on it comes Xbox, the Xbox platform.
And
the
all
Game
they
Pass
have to
and
do
everything.
is just lower their price for the Steam Deck, and that's it. Or not the Steam Deck, for Windows 10.
Yeah, right.
But like that right there, they just weasel their way in easy peasy, and like PlayStation's just kind of like,
We're gonna put our games on PC through Steam. That's it.
they gotta fucking put the foot on the gas to get that going.
I could see a world in the next 2 years where PlayStation, like we have a PlayStation platform now.
100%.
Because why wouldn't you at this point?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Why wouldn't you get that market? Why wouldn't you get that money? Like, it's almost a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
I get you want to be, you're the big man on campus, you're the top of the totem pole as Sony. But it's almost like, come on, it was almost like the crossplay thing. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's the smart move.
It's getting to the point where it's expected now, and if you don't have it, it's like, why?
Right.
Like, you're just slacking behind. But, yeah. Netflix, hopefully we get some good games. Maybe the Stranger Things game
What do you
comes
think
up.
this is? Do you think the Netflix thing is already established companies and games, kind of how Steam is, and just going to put them on Netflix? Or are they going to be originals for
I think
Netflix?
Netflix originals, because that's not to like go to like what Netflix is. Netflix is all about originals and original series, and like you can only watch this here, X, Y, and Z. Like I could see them doing some sort of thing where it's like, oh, you can play The Witcher 3 here, you know, but then like you get additional Witcher Netflix show stuff inside of it, which is what they're doing with the new Wild Hunt release, which they're doing again, which we talked about last week. But like something along the lines of that, where it's like, oh, here's a game that you can play here. Also, you get DLC from this show that's a Netflix original. But then also at the same time, here's a Netflix original game on top of that. Like, I would love to see them do a Netflix original game in collaboration with Love, Death, Robots.
That'd be
those
dope.
people. Just like get like, I don't know, like a couple of the shorts and be like, hey, let's make a full game about this. And then also with Black Mirror, like get like a couple episodes of that and be like, I don't know, maybe the one black and white episode where like the robots are coming at you, like a survival game with that. Stuff like that. Like collaborate with your shows that you already have, and then all at the same time make original shit in general. Like I can't give you specific examples, but like just a Netflix original game in general.
How would that work? Are we hooking controllers up to our TVs at that point? Like, how does that work? Are we Bluetoothing it? Like, I don't. It'll be interesting.
I don't get paid enough to fucking answer that question. Netflix, hire me. I'll answer that question.
But they did hire, like you said, former head of EA Mobile and Facebook AR and VR.
So
Maybe
with your
those are the
phones,
kind of level games we may be getting.
they'll probably end up being a thing where it's like there's an attachment for your phone to make it a controller, but it's Netflix like specific. That'd be cool. Because they already have those where it's like you plug your phone on and it's like, hey, it's a controller now. But do that and make your phone into a controller with an actual controller thing at the same time. that connects to your TV via linking, because you can link your YouTube just to that just by like being like, oh yeah, I'm on the same internet.
Right.
So
True.
like straight up.
True.
Simple stuff like that where you just connect simple ways. Like the latency will probably be an issue, but that'll improve over time.
Right.
But yeah,
Cool.
exciting things. Slightly less exciting in my eyes, but I will still play it. Keep an eye out on your Nintendo Switch stores because Pokemon Unite is coming out on Switch July 21st. By the time you're listening to this, it should be out. It is free to play. I will be playing it with my brother at least. It is pretty much a League of Legends-esque game with Pokemon. You go down your 3 lanes, you capture all the stuff that you need to do, and you get to the other side and defeat your enemies. It looks like fun and also just something to pass the time, in my opinion, more than like this is a game that we need to play. But yeah, that comes out this week, so keep an eye on that. I think you get some exclusive stuff if you get it on your Switch before August 31st. And you get, you will receive a Unite license for Zeraora, which will allow trainers to use their Pokemon in battle. I don't know what that means, but that's a thing. And then it's also coming to mobile too. So, and I think it's cross-platform and it's also cross-save. So your progression goes back and forth through those two things. Because since one's coming out before the other, you can link your accounts to be the same account, which is cool. So that's coming soon. What do we got after that?
I want to report on this, but by the time you guys see this podcast or hear this podcast, it'll be announced. But tomorrow, and this is the 18th, tomorrow, July 19th, Ubisoft is supposed to be announcing a new game. And people are saying it's probably that rumored Division / Splinter Cells / what's the other game? Other Ubisoft property, but it looks like a first-person shooter. I'm not 100% sure exactly, but it looks like another, my bad, I'm looking at the thing. Another first-person shooter, pretty much. That's combining a lot of the universes from Ubisoft's games.
All right.
But that's the 19th at 11:15 a.m. They're supposed to be world premiering it. Well, 11:15 a.m. Pacific time.
All right.
So by the time you hear this, you already know what it is.
Hell yeah. Speaking of Ubisoft, they actually delayed Rainbow Six Extraction, which we were both looking forward to after E3, to January 2022. They made an announcement by saying we're embracing the opportunity to take an additional time to bring this vision to life in a way it deserves in January 2022. We are confident this will ensure Rainbow Six Extraction is the immersive, cooperative, and thrilling experience we set out to create and the one that you aspire to play. So that's a little sad. I mean, it's not too far pushed back. It's still more than I would like.
The delays are happening, man. They've been kind of coming, the delays.
It's kind of weird because, like, now that the world is kind of becoming, not necessarily normal, but the new normal that we have to embrace, it's like stuff's just getting back to that, but then delays are still happening. So it makes me wonder, was that still all COVID related? Or was this just like a byproduct of something else that's happening that we don't know about behind the scenes?
Right.
But at the same time, like, who am I to say? We don't know. We have to assume that it's something based on that, or just like the game's not ready. But with however many companies have delayed their games over the past year, we've all just attributed it to that.
Right.
Now it's starting to be like, okay, we're kind of on the end of that. We're getting out of this. Why are games still being delayed? What's happening that we're not being told? What's happening behind the scenes? Not that we have a right to know, per se. Like, there could be some shit that we don't need to know, but it's kind of strange to see that it's still happening, and it's becoming almost a part of the culture, and it's kind of shitty in my eyes. But I'll still play the game when it comes out. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what Ubisoft has to show and what we get. So there's that.
Also, this week is the EA event.
Yeah, which they did talk about, and I had a very sad moment. Let me
yes.
pull my tweet up one moment while I become sad again. Did I post that on the Save Before Quitting page or my page? Let's see.
I remember you saying it. I think it might have been Save Before.
Let's see if we can find the tweet. I don't know where it is.
Listen to the soothing sounds of Chris. Those beautiful vocals.
As I almost vomit while burping.
Here it is. It was Save Before Quitting.
Of course. Oh, yes. So I just found it as you pulled it up. So EA Star Wars posted and said, we won't be showing any new Star Wars games at the EA Play Live on July 22nd, which makes me extremely sad. But all of us look forward to celebrating with you next year when we share a vision for the galaxy far, far away. So I'm sad.
That makes me think E3 next year is when you're going to see all the new Star Wars shit.
Yeah. Next year will be a big year for Star Wars, most likely. Right now, everything's really... It's kind of like in a weird lull period. Like, we were high on Star Wars for a while because Clone Wars came back. We got Jedi Fallen Order. We had, like, the last movie of the franchise. Mando Season 2 was out. And then, like, we got the announcement of all the series coming. But now we're, like, in this... It was weird because like it was like Marvel stopped and then Star Wars took over for like the tiniest bit, and now Marvel's back in control, and all we have for Star Wars is the Bad Batch, which is really good, but it doesn't like it's not like a big deal in my eyes, because what's happening is like it's in the in between of the prequels, what we watched when we were like younger, and the OG trilogy. So it's like the in between period. It's another show or movie that's based off what happened there. And in my eyes, it's always, not always annoying, but it's annoying because it's like, I know what the outcome is. No matter what the outcome of this series is, it doesn't fucking matter. Because at the end of this series, what happens is the original trilogy. And nothing that happens in this show that's made in 2021 and 2022 happens in the original trilogy from the original 80s and 90s and whenever that shit came out. Like, and that's like, you know, like I was like, there's no stakes here. There's no like reason for me to care. That's why I love Mando so much, because it happens in between the original trilogy and the sequels that are that just ended. Because it's like we don't really know how the transition happened. We know how the transition happened for the other stuff because there's been like comic books and books and like games and shit. So we know that in between already. But we're kind of like in a weird spot right now. Towards the end of this year, I think we're getting Mando. No, we're not getting Mando season 3. We're getting Boba Fett's series because he's getting his own series.
I remember seeing that in the whole breakdown of all the Star Wars shit coming out.
So the Book of Boba comes out that year, and then the Mando comes out after that. So we're kind of like in a lull right now. I really wish there was more Star Wars content out besides just Bad Batch. I'm fine with it because it's less figures for me to buy. To be fair,
it's like, easier on your wallet.
Yeah. It is and it isn't because
no, it's all this other shit.
Quick news story in the toy world. I showed you it on Instagram, the big Hasbro project.
Oh man, yes.
So Hasbro has their own website now called Hasbro Pulse, and every once in a while they'll do this thing called a what the fuck's it called? It's like a crowdfunding thing, like a Kickstarter type John. The first one they did was for the barge that they had in the original trilogy, where like Jabba's palace is, and like they go on like that like skiff that's above the Sarlacc pit.
Okay, yes.
It was for the 3 3/4 inch figures, huge, like bigger than the table that's in front of us. You could line all your figures on it and shit. Expensive as fuck. They need a bunch of people to back it. It got backed. XYZ. Next, after that, they just did one for the Sentinel from X-Men that so many people bought. And that is 24 inches tall. And it fits in with your 6-inch figures. So that's huge. Came with like bendable tentacles that come out of his hands. So like, you know, like when they would do that in the show and they would grab the X-Men and shit. And you could like put your Wolverine in the tentacle and
he's all getting caught in it and shit.
Yeah, and there's like stretch goals for like different heads. And like you got like mini figures of like different Sentinels from comics and stuff. And like people bought multiples of that. Last Friday, they announced the Hasbro Pulse Galactus.
That thing is ridiculous.
Dude. So, like, this thing is so fucking big and has so many points of articulation, it's not okay.
That's what she said. Go on.
With over 70 points of articulation and LEDs in both the head and the chest and standing at a whopping 36 fucking inches, it is Galactus. It has multiple faceplates that you can change out. One where it's just like him looking solemn, one where he's angry, and one where he's like hungry, so he's more skeletal. So that's a thing. His every single bone in his finger is articulated. You can do you could do this, you could do this, you could do anything you want. You could do this.
The important one.
Yeah, the important one, and then rock and roll. $400.
Oh yeah. So I need to is there an update? Did they read it?
So here's the thing. It has been. It's right now. It's Sunday.
I remember you showing me the other day, and it got $1,000 in 10 minutes.
It wasn't $1,000. It was 1,000 backers.
Oh.
They need 14,000 backers to spend $400 to even make it.
Okay,
And
it's
that's
still
by the end
impressive.
of August,
1,000
yes.
backers in 10
Yeah.
minutes,
Right now.
and it's been 3 days since you showed me this.
Yeah. So right now, this project is at 7,333 backers out of the target of 1,400.
So they're all like roughly half.
Roughly half, with 43 days left on this backing. Yeah. They will make a total of $5 million just from the 14,000 people. Now, here's the thing. With these, there's also stretch goals. So once they hit 14,000, they have pre-made shit ready to be like, okay, so if we reach this amount, we're going to throw in this for free for you. So
Dope.
then people are just going to buy more and more and more and more. And then at the same time, there was a live stream with a guy that does the Star Wars figures. And he accidentally leaked that they're doing a HasLab backing Kickstarter for the fucking Rancor. Do you know what the Rancor
No,
is?
remind me, please.
In the second movie of the series. Was it the second one? That was the third one, right? Return of the Jedi? I don't know. I'm not a huge OG trilogy fan, to be fair. The one where Luke has the green lightsaber.
Okay.
He goes to Jabba's palace, and he gets, like, dropped into the pit.
Okay.
And there's that giant monster thing that, like, gets spiked in the...
So they're making that.
For a 6 scale figure. For 1/12 scale. 6-inch figure, that will be, like, this big.
Jeez. Toy business is big business.
I might buy it.
Well, there's no surprise there.
My buddy Evan is already saying, like, he might do it. I might do it, dude. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Your wallet is gonna hate you.
My wallet does hate me, man.
Like more. It's gonna want to strangle you in your sleep by next year.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not fine, but it's fine. It's not. Anyway,
I'm sure my wallet when I reserved that Stream Deck was like, what are we doing?
why did you put $5 on this?
Like, what are we
How
doing?
dare you spend $5?
No. The ultimate price.
Yeah, no, I know. But yeah, so that's a cool thing. Not really video game news, but just really cool stuff that I'm a fan of. I'm not gonna buy the Galactus. I want to, but it's not something that will fit in my collection. Like I'm kind of like whittling down my Marvel stuff to just be Spider-Man, because like that's really all I care about. Like I'm not an X-Men guy. I don't really like the Avengers too much. I'm just Spider-Man and Spider-Verse. So there's that. That's cool. And that's the news.
That's the way the news goes.
Can we end the news section with that every time? I feel like
I should get that clip and just put it in there.
That's the way the news goes. There you go. I gave you my best Rick impression and my multiple burps throughout the episode. You can filter into that.
It's all been one long con to be Rick.
Hell yeah. So funny story about that. So I was just at a family dinner, right? With people that were at my family reunion on Saturday. Let me just preface this. These people are Jesus freaks. Like straight up, like super Jesus. Like don't curse, sing hymns and shit with their guitars, you know, like some really fucking like, come on, bro. Like,
wait, this is your family or this is
people from like states down.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Yeah, they're family, but you know, I don't see them like
Gotcha.
So we're at my grandfather's house, and I haven't finished watching Rick and Morty to catch up on it. And episode 4 is the episode in which Morty volunteers at the horse hospital.
So good.
Yes. Slight spoilers for the episode. Slight spoilers. So this dude, that's the Jesus freak, old guy, he's just out in the kitchen eating the whole time, and I'm watching, I'm catching up, And the basic gist of the episode is that Morty volunteers at the horse hospital because he sees that his mom has this device that sucks horse semen out of their genitalia. So he volunteers there.
It's usually where semen comes from.
Yeah. So he volunteers there, and then he's like, it cuts to the next scene where he's on his roof, like, "Oh, Morty, you dirty boy."
Just sipping orange juice.
Yeah. And then
In a robe.
something ensues in which Rick activates this device that causes
That he
giant
coincidentally
semen
needed
monsters.
horse semen for.
Yeah, he needed horse semen, but it was Morty's semen was in it, and he was gonna test it. But then Morty's like, "Don't do that. Don't test it, because then you'll see it's my semen, and I'll be embarrassed."
No, he's like, why do you have to find out what's in it? It says, it's like, just trust the label.
Yeah, and
It's a big label that says horse semen.
yeah. So Rick's like, "Fine," and then it explodes, and then giant semen monsters with like teeth start killing people, and it goes throughout the whole episode, and it gets to the part towards the end where Morty decides to become honest. As this is happening, this Jesus freak guy comes walking out, sits in the rocking chair.
Oh, you were watching it okay, all right.
Because I needed to catch up. Fuck off. Leave me alone, family. My cousins were watching with me too, and it was funny. So he just starts rocking in the rocking chair
Is this on the TV?
on the TV.
All right, I'm thinking it's like on your phone or something.
Bigger than your screen. Literally, like, I'm not even joking. Just rocking in the rocking chair. And then Morty goes, "Listen, I used the horse machine to fucking masturbate for a week." Freezes, stands up. "That's a weird show." Goes in the other room.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, yeah, it is, sir.
That's how your family...
It's the Lord's
You gotta
Day.
keep on saluting. That's how they're going to remember you now.
Yeah. And then I fell asleep for like 4 hours watching baseball, and then I came here. Here we are.
He was...
So, fun times.
He was watching the horse semen show.
Meanwhile, there's just jizz all over the screen, like giant fucking jizz, like semen, and like,
and also on top of a TV with a show about jizz.
yeah.
So you had to wipe the semen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's just jizz everywhere. Jesus Christ.
Literally. And then and then Chris left.
And then God died. All right, so next up we
There's
have
nothing
our
I can say to respond to that.
question section. We don't really have any questions this week. We have one, which is actually a request, and it's how we're gonna end the show this week. Lucas Gerhardt, while extremely intoxicated and drunk yesterday.
Yep.
No, it wasn't that. It was yesterday. It was on Friday. We went to the batting cages.
So same.
No, we weren't drunk there. We were just
okay.
playing baseball. We were talking about how we used to love playing the game Backyard Baseball. And he's like, "Y'all should play that on stream." So I said, "Send us a fucking email." So guess what he did? He sent us an email and said, the header of the email is, "Batter, batter, not a broken ladder."
Okay.
And the request is, can you all do a stream of the fantastic early 2000 PC game known as Backyard Baseball? Yes.
Once we figure out how, yes.
Once we figure out how, once I figure out where to get it, I will be doing that as soon as possible. I fucking love those games. I've only played the football and Game Boy, as we discussed previously, and the baseball one. The best characters in that game were Pablo Sanchez, Pete Wheeler, which I mistakenly named him Joey Wheeler when I was just at the party last night talking to John, and I was like, "Oh, those are two different people," because Joey Wheeler's the white guy from Yu-Gi-Oh!
It is.
Yeah, you know, Joey Wheeler here, that guy.
Everybody's favorite.
Everybody's favorite. And then I forget who the other guy was. I think it was Ichigo from the Seattle Mariners.
I couldn't tell you.
I think it was Mariners. I don't think it's Marlins. I could be wrong though. But it's from the Seattle team, the green color. I love those guys because he was fast as fuck, and so was Pablo. And then Pete just could like knock it out of the park. So those are my three always picks. But yeah, I want to pick up that game. If I can get it on Steam, I'll fucking do that. Hell yeah. And then
It's gotta be just sitting
Yeah.
somewhere.
we'll play that on stream. But that's pretty much all I could say about that. Yes, we will play that game and we will have a good time. We will also be playing sometime this week, hopefully, some more A Way Out on Twitch and YouTube. And if we don't play that, we'll play something else. We will do.
We got options.
Yeah, I'm starting to think we need to do at least one stream a week just for funsies, Just like even if we play like fucking Titanfall 2 or like,
Yeah.
or if I get you into Apex arenas or something.
We got to get back. We were
Yeah.
actually pretty consistent with that for
Yeah.
a second.
We'll figure out a game where we can just play consistently, even if it's just Call of Duty. Like I'd be fine with that too. I'll download Warzone again.
But I think for the listeners and watchers, it'll be easier for us to get back in that because this summer so far has been thing after thing after thing. Like not only just like the life shit, but it was E3 and we went right into improving the show and we went right into shooting some cool stuff you guys are going to see soon. So our time in between shows have been busy.
Yeah.
Busier than it was normally before all that shit happened.
And we'll get back to games. Like obviously we're going to play Resident Evil probably for like half hour to an hour since I gotta go watch Money in the Bank.
Yes.
But we'll be doing that. That'll be coming out or already out on Monday. I'll edit it while watching the pay-per-view. And A Way Out will most likely just take the stream and rip that and toss that over onto the YouTube as well. So keep an eye out for that. Toss your alerts on. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and follow our YouTube page. Go over to our website, savebeforequitting.com, where you can get all of the links and whatnot. You can see our Twitch stream there. You can see the next time we go live once I set that up and we actually have a schedule. Our merch store, we have a bunch of options in there for you guys. Lowest price that we could set it at, so we still make at least $1 from something. But
more so just so you guys, it's an accessibility thing. We want you guys to, and we want to make it easy on our supporters.
we just want to make it so we can grow the NGP community.
Yes.
And what better way than having the NGPs themselves wear some of the merch and get the word out?
And please join our Discord, please.
Yes.
I really want to build that community up.
Hell yeah. We post the news stories that we're going to talk that week in there. If you want us to talk about a news story, toss that in there, and we'll make sure that we hit that up and get it on the next week around. We'll probably have to do some more detailed show notes for that and stop shooting from the hip, but we'll get better at that over time. So let us know what you want to hear. Let us know what you want to see. Request us to play games. We'll do all of that.
Yes.
And when we're done doing that, we'll always remember to
Save before quitting.
Peace out.
Savebeforequitting.com, savebeforequitting.com, savebeforequitting.com. Go there.
Merch. Buy that.
Now.
Merch. Buy
Go
that.
there.
Merch. Buy that. Merch. It's a Logan Paul song. I want to kill myself.
Goodbye. Before you kill yourself, save before quitting. Life.
Save before quitting. Life.